right, y'all. We are back. Welcome back to another episode of RNW Podcast. It's your boy, in Church We Trust. We got Drew the God. And for tonight, we have a special appearance by NY Knight.
Facts.
Facts. AKA it's HB bitch. What's going on, y'all?
Hold that shit.
Oh man, he's
Oh
sitting
man. All
on the
right.
space station or something. I don't know where he
Word.
at.
Out of here. But anyway, yeah, let's move on as we usually do to the news. And
Uh,
Drew.
All right. So first things first. I told you about I think the last episode we had part of our disruption of being away for a little bit. We've been gone for 2 weeks, but we back. We're gonna be back on to you. We're gonna get weekly episodes again. So shout out to all the supporters. But I think the last episode we talked about AEW officially signed a deal worth a Billy. It's Mad Bread from Warner Discovery. Some of the details of the deal are now rolling out. And I think I mentioned it before, but now it's official. All AEW TV shows, as well as being live on cable, they will be also be streamed on Max, as well as their pay-per-views. The catch is you got to pay a little something to get access to the pay-per-view. So there's a paywall to it. Which I think about that.
Um, I'm all for it as far as the weekly TV shows being on Max. Not a big fan of pay-per-views having to be an extra cost. You already got to pay for the subscription for Max. So now you tell them to pay even more just to see the
Mhm.
pay-per-views. That's kind of I kind of get it from their standpoint because and again, I feel like I'm hella biased, but WWE has it with Peacock is you have a Peacock subscription, you watching their PLEs.
Mhm.
AEW seemed like they don't have it like that to, have that type of deal with Max, or Max just wasn't even trying to do all of that. They was like, nah, we need more
Mhm.
bread. So I'm not a big as a consumer, that's kind of trash. But besides that, the weekly shows being on there, being on cable and Max, cool. I like it.
Yeah. And all the pay-per-views that have happened in the last 5 years will be on Max for free.
For free. Okay.
So you
I'm gonna
could
say for
go and
additional cost too.
stream. So you could go and stream every pay-per-view they ever had.
Hmm.
So like for y'all two, especially like not being people that is really, really tapped in, if there's like particular matches y'all heard about or particular pay-per-views you heard about that was dope that you like wanted to see, you could go like one of the ones I'm gonna go back and watch is that fucking All In, what 2022? Yeah, 2022 when CM Punk ended up getting in a fight with the Elite after the pay
Hmm.
per view was over. I never seen the pay per view,
Hmm.
so I want to go back and watch that. So essentially, like they have their library is gonna go to Max, but then also you got to pay for the pay per views. HB, what you think?
I think that's where they went wrong regarding adding some sort of a pay subscription for it. I think that was the misstep. If it was any
Mm,
misstep, that was it. Because I feel like if they didn't do that, then people would be compelled to possibly check them out. The folks who are already not tapped in, because it's like, what's
hmm
the cost? I already have Max. Why not? Well, I was thinking about getting Max. Okay, they show come on. I like WWE. Maybe I'll flick over and see one or two of their shows and see how it is. But they want to get people in the pocket. So I mean, I
Yeah,
think that's the part where they really messed up right there.
yeah. I think it's too quick of a shift though. Like WWE was making pay per view bread since what the mid '80s.
Hmm.
And then in 2014, they made a shift to say like there are people who still cop the PLEs as pay-per-views on their cable because they don't do streaming.
I didn't know that was a thing. So
Yeah,
Yeah, fact.
you can still cop
okay.
40, $50. You can still cop. I'm sure the number is like crazy low, but there are people who still buy it like that. Cool.
Okay.
So they're still making that little bit of bread. I think for AEW, they're so new that if they were to go strictly to streaming, if they're being a pay-per-view subscription, like it's gonna be hard for them to recoup some of that money they're gonna lose. Like Max's subscriber base is so all over the place that some people are not going to Max to watch AEW the way that like when Peacock rolled out, people went there for WWE. Like you
Hmm.
happen to also see like, oh shit, Law and Order is on there. But they made Bel Air. That was tough. Like you see, like there were things that we were like, oh yeah, we'll take that along with WWE, but we're here for WWE.
Right. Because I also feel like with Peacock and I guess the popularity with WWE, you got people all year round who's going to continue to keep their subscription. Where I feel like with Max, you got people who like, all right, so this season is about to come
Hmm.
out, so let me get this subscription, and then once it's over, it's like, all right, I don't need it anymore, so I'm just going to drop it. So maybe it's their selection of the streaming service that was probably a misstep as well, but I mean, it's
Well,
still
no, they
big for
had
the.
to. They had to
Oh,
get Max because that's who Warner Discovery owns.
mm,
That's
gotcha.
their streaming
Okay.
service, which is the reason why, like now HBO will never fall apart. You remember, like it went through changes in like the last 7 years. It was like HBO Go,
Yeah.
or it was like something else. Then it was HBO Go, then it was HBO Max, and then they dropped the HBO, and now it's just
Right.
Max. So, like, I think they didn't have a choice in what streaming service per se.
Hmm.
But like you said, Trey, like I remember when Insecure was out. There was people who literally had their subscription while Insecure season was on. The moment Insecure was
Hmm.
over, they was like, "Yeah, I'm good." Or Game of
Cancel
Thrones was on. HB like I was the first. Me
canceling
like,
it. So like
hmm
I'm that could hurt them because again, people are not going to want to keep their Max subscription for AEW if they're not familiar. And of course, true fans is
with
going
the
to
product. Hmm
is going to keep it. They're going to, but then people are not, the general audience is not familiar with it. Like people are familiar with WWE, then yeah, it's best of luck. That's the best I can say. Best of luck.
But that's why you have a business team. You got to figure out other ways to create streams of income besides just that. Like you're pretty much competing with the next top competitor or the competitor in pro wrestling. You got to find other streams. I feel like you don't have to take their same marketing scheme, but they're already offering somewhat of a free product. Like
Mm,
you might want to take that route and see if you can get some sort of advertising and all these other things to create income for your company. There's other ways to do it. Y'all got the money, spend money to make money. You know what I mean? So,
hmm We gonna definitely talk about money in this new segment. I'm glad that you got to that point because that's a
yeah,
big part of this. It's funny. I'm like when you say they should like figure out other avenue like streams of income. They missed out on like merch because they do their
mm,
merch through Pro Wrestling Tees. Like WWE, you can only get their merch from WWE Shop, which is with Fanatic. Like it's already set, it's ironclad. They're gonna get every dime of their merch, and whatever they licensed out, you already paid a grit to print vintage rock shirts, Shawn Michaels, all that. So,
mm.
like, I think Chanel is right. Like, they missed out already on some bread, and they're trying to recoup it maybe with the pay per view joint, and maybe it's a Warner Discovery thing that's making them charge for the pay per view. Maybe it's AEW feeling like, oh, we don't want to lose all that bread at once. But like, if WWE is providing you with, especially right now, top tier content. Like we can't. It's not even debatable. It's top tier
Mm,
content for $6 to $10 a month.
right.
There ain't no way I'm paying for no. It would have to be God and Jesus wrestling each other on fucking on Double or Nothing for me to pay for AEW pay per view at this point.
Like they
Like,
don't even have it like, because I know with these streaming services they got the ad option and then the ad free option. They don't even give you the pay-per-views for the ad free option because people are already paying more for the ad free. So you gotta pay a yeah, nah, that's a no for me, dog.
yeah. I guess it's supposed to start in January when the contract begins. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm more
Mm,
hyped that they got a video library that you could go comb through, but I don't know. Right now, it doesn't look like it's as good a deal because Peacock is also already cheaper. Just in general, it's
right.
cheaper than HBO Max. So,
Let
Hmm.
me interject. I hope it's successful.
oh yeah, for
I
sure.
want it to be successful because I don't want them because I don't want people to start watching back these old podcasts. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers is hating. No, 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 I want it to be successful
Well,
because
I'm glad you said that.
yeah, because you have two competing products that will get the best
Makes it
work. So
better.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
thanks. Speaking of being successful, and AEW stepping their game up, trying to compete with WWE, they just signed Bobby Lashley. It's official. He's all elite. They're basically building the Hurt Syndicate, not the Hurt Business, because that's owned by,
WWE
it's
owns it.
trademarked by
Yeah.
WWE. Hurt Syndicate. It looks like Swerve Strickland might end up getting involved,
I'm
which
with
could
it.
get real interesting.
That's big.
So, MVP and Prince Nana, Swerve Strickland's manager, already like connected together. We got Shelton Benjamin on AEW TV last week. So it's pushing closer and closer. And the word is that they want to put Lashley like right in the title picture,
That's
right out
crazy.
the gate.
That's
So
cool.
could get interesting. I love it for him. I wonder what that does for the locker room morale. That's their own problem to figure out because they got a lot of
Mm.
people. Like if I'm Ricochet, what the fuck? I just
So
got here. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Will Ospreay match, and that's once in a lifetime top 5, top 10 wrestler. But like I wasn't getting no title shots in WWE.
Hmm.
Bobby was champion over there, like was really good.
mm. I mean, that's the risk you take, right? Like sometimes, but I mean, I can't blame him. It's two things. It's either you okay being where you at, getting lost in the fold, and possibly get let go anyway when they're ready to cut changes or make changes, or you
Hmm
leave,
hmm
be a little bit more, even if you're not at the top focal point, and you're somewhere in there. You know what I mean? Your name, other different audiences looking at you. You can always build yourself up and possibly go back because I think WWE would take it back. He's one of those talents when he's ready to. So it's not. It wasn't a bad move, but either way. Um, yeah, I think that should be fire. I'm
Her syndicate,
the Hurt Syndicate.
Lashley. Hmm
Yeah, because I want. Granted, we have the Samoans, all of them are true super champions, but there's not enough representation of a black champion. The closest we got, besides Bobby Lashley, was The Rock. Like that's it. We don't have
Yeah, Kofi.
for like three
For a
weeks.
hot minute.
It's Cab. That was 6 months. It was literally 6 months.
Like three, like it didn't. He
He
barely wrestled, and then when he
was
did,
champion for 6 months.
he got squat. They didn't even let like when Seth loses a belt, Seth go out looking great losing
Seth
the
lose
belt.
all the time though.
But you heard what I said? He go out looking great losing a belt. He's never, besides maybe Brock once or twice, which Brock is built that way to squash somebody, so nobody really looks at it like that. The next time he fought Brock, he hit him with like 18. What's his finishing
Curb
moves?
stomps,
Curve stomps, all kinds of bullshit just to beat
pedigree.
him. Pedigrees and all of that. He went out strong. So they could at least let Kofi go out strong. Let him have a compelling match. And then Brock beat him. Cool. But you let him have his ass whipped. So yeah. Anyway, going back to the point, I'm cool with it. Let's get the Swerves being the champion, the Bobby Lashley's, the Hurt Syndicate. Like, let's get more representation. Let's have one company do it right, at least. You know what I'm saying? For a little
Mm.
bit. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
Triple H, sign me though. I'm just saying, but
it's funny. I'm sorry to divert, but Triple H was actually asked that question during the press
Hmm
conference after Bad Blood, and I mean, I feel he gave a very politically correct
It's
answer.
actually not. What's crazy is that's not a politically correct answer
incorrect.
anymore. Maybe
Yep.
Really?
like
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago, 10 years ago, that would have been an acceptable answer
Mm.
to say that
Okay.
he don't see color. But like saying that you don't see color means that you don't acknowledge my identity. and what
Mm-hmm.
makes me unique.
Mm.
So
That's
it actually ended up being more of a slap in the face. But again, this is 50 something year old white man, learned behavior. Yeah, he's around. He's around and has pushed a ton of black
Mm-hmm.
talent. Like we
Mm-hmm.
can't never say that he didn't, even though
Mm-hmm.
that's what MVP is. That's what they're trying to create the narrative that that's what he's doing. But
Mm-hmm.
like when you look at like the relationships he has backstage, he's as close to Bianca and Ford and Sasha and all them than he is anyone else. But
right.
at the same time, there's some shit that you're just not culturally aware about. And what he said was insensitive to people's identity.
By the way, y'all, this is a DEI expert, so we ain't just
Yeah,
talking bullshit.
right.
And I
True,
am a
true.
licensed social
Top
worker,
50. Top 50.
the
Top
top
50
50
DI. Yeah.
DEI,
Okay.
and I'm a licensed social worker, so we're not saying
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah. No,
Like,
I mean I think he was trying to give the best. Me and Chanel was talking about this the other night. Like he was trying to give the best answer.
hmm
But again, like if you're not aware that that's disrespectful to people's identity, he kind of fucked up. Again, early 2000s, 90s, in the 90s, that would have been the perfect answer. He's a legend.
let me interject. The best thing he should have did was just acknowledge it.
We're gonna work on it.
You know what? We've been hearing the rumors, we've been hearing the talk. I promise you, it's not like that. It's a different company. I have great relationships with everybody. We're pushing talent. And, I think in the future to come, you're going to see different storylines that push different people into certain spotlights and folks that you want to see. Boom. People will be like, oh, shit, okay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you, I mean, you could
I
probably
agree.
polish it better than how I said it, but
Yeah.
something
No, I
along the
agree.
lines of that.
I think that's perfect. And the one thing I will give him credit for was he didn't lean on. I mean, look at the Samoans,
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm
that's
glad
what
he
a
didn't
lot
do
of people do is like, oh, like I'm racist. Nah, I mean, I got these
Got a black
people.
friend.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? He didn't do that, and he could have easily did that. I feel like that would have been the Vince answer. Like, come on, Roman,
Yeah, Vince would
Solo,
have said some
Jacob,
bullshit like that.
like some shit like that. So, nah, I
Solo.
mean. No, I think Trey, I'm glad that you brought it up. I didn't put it in the news because it has been like a gray area
Hmm.
because I guess the person that asked at the press conference after Bad Blood was actually told not to ask that question because he answered the question a couple of days before Bad Blood when they asked about doing Bad
Hmm.
Blood in a very black city.
Mm.
Hmm.
And Triple H's answer was a little bit better than it was when he was under the pressure, where he basically was like, he gave the same answer he gave at the end of WrestleMania 39, like, basically, let us cook. Like, just wait, and we got you.
Hmm.
I think he got flustered, as he has multiple times after some of these pay-per-views. I know, like, night one of WrestleMania, somebody asked him about Vince, and he,
Hmm.
like, folded up like a chair. He really didn't know how to answer it. So,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. I, honestly, and just not even to make it sound like a bad record, keep going over it. I don't think he intentionally tried to answer it back. Clearly, um,
no, no.
yeah, it caught him off guard, and he felt like that was probably the best thing to say. He didn't have
Yeah,
time to cook up a more or contemplate a better answer per
yeah.
se. You know what I mean?
But the
So
impact,
the
like the
impact is
intent,
different.
sometimes your intent is good, but the impact, hurts people. So like we'll see if the shit that comes out of the camp, like out of the roster, that's like, I ain't fucking with him now for what he said. Because that very well could happen. Or if
Mm.
MVP's like, you see what he said? We've been telling y'all he don't want to push us. He don't want to do these things. So I mean, I wish Bobby Lashley all the luck. I mean, he got all the skills. He could wrestle crazy, motherfucker look like a beast, the tank, like he looked too big for them. That's me.
That's a fact.
That's
Mm.
just me. Like, who in AEW look like him?
I
I'm
can't think
supposed
of
to
any.
believe that like Darby Allin or like Jack Perry or like Adam Cole gonna beat the shit out of Bobby Lashley.
If they were smart, they would bring him along. Like I wouldn't just automatically one match champion. They should like have him run through like six, seven on some Brock shit. That's how I would from 6'7" guys squash. Because as you said, they small. It's not believable.
Yeah.
Then put them in a championship picture. But
It, yeah, but it seems like I think he negotiated to be in the title picture on the way in, which
Mhm.
again, he also paid his dues he should be in the
mm-mm,
title picture.
Right.
But I agree with you. He should probably, maybe a couple months. I'm not saying he should be waiting a year or nothing.
mm-mm,
Maybe
mm-mm.
a couple months. And
3, 4
then, all right,
months.
next pay-per-view, boom. Even if he don't win, like send him in to destroy somebody and then like they got to cheat to get out of it or something. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean it looks fire. Looks fire. Um Speaking of we're talking about money. Bad Blood just broke WWE's arena gate record, which just got broke in April for Raw, SmackDown, and no, for Raw and SmackDown before and after WrestleMania.
Mm, that's
So
big.
ATL cashed out between the merch, concessions, ticket sales. That means the tickets were they probably charged a little bit more. Cashed
I,
out
I
crazy.
Black City.
I was just about to say that. I was about to say like it goes to show the impact that people like us have, like, or like we shown, like we are fans of the product. Like we're gonna show out when you give us the opportunity for us to show out. If you put on events in our cities, people are gonna pull up. It's not your typical, like back in the day. It's not your typical, like back in the day, situation where, you know, your typical wrestling fan is your white person, nerdy, whatever the case may be. You have
Mm.
people of color who are from all different walks of life who
Bro,
are
you can
just
say it.
enjoying
They niggas. They niggas.
it.
That's what it is.
There's a whole clip. This whole minute.
Yeah, like let's keep it a stack. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, they pulling up. And
black people always love wrestling, but I don't think we quite had the bread or believed that we could go and feel comfortable and do all that shit.
right.
And
Representation.
I think representation, but even the presentation is more for us than it ever was before.
I'm talking about how you said before. Back then, the closest person we had is The Rock, and then you seen
Oh
Booker
no,
T.
we
Like
had Nation of Domination. We
they
had some
was,
people.
we had some people, but were they pushed in the same light as everybody? How everybody else was pushed. Nation of Domination wasn't pushed like Bret Hart or the Hart family and shit
I
like
mean,
that.
it was
They had their
bro.
moments, but
At one point they had almost all the belts. D'Lo had European, The Rock had Intercontinental. Farouk and Mark Henry was tag team champion. They had almost all the belts at one point.
mm, I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
you may know more than me. I feel
yeah,
like
nah.
the push or the notoriety for us was not the same. We had our moments because you had guys that just had unbelievable talent. You had the D'Lo Browns was
Hmm.
outrageous. You had Farouk. You had the Godfather. You had a few of them guys, Mark Henry,
Devon.
Devon. Like we had
Mm.
moments. We had really big moments, but I still don't think the push. Rock low key was one of them guys that came in and was just like, oh shit, nah, his talent is so crazy. You gotta let him cook. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but he got the lineage. You feel me? Like grandfather, father, cousins,
But then you have Booker T a
uncles.
little bit. Booker T was when he came in, he was knocking at the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Before
Mhm.
they let him become too gimmicky, but he was knocking at the door and shit. And he was a crazy talent. So
yeah.
so I mean, more and more now you got the Montez Fords, the Bianca Belairs, the Jades, the Naomis. You know what I'm saying? Like you got these folks there. Fuck, I'm throwing them in there. You got the Usos. You
Hmm.
got like Roman. You got these guys, Jacob. Like now you starting to see it's like, damn, you guys are super athletic. Most of them are great on the mic. We gotta let them cook. So people just want to see more representation, and they did it.
Carmelo.
Cut- Shit,
Yeah,
Trick.
Carmelo. Yeah, Trey. Yep.
That's my
Mm.
guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
We ain't even gonna talk about what Shawn Michaels got down there. Shawn Michaels
mm,
got stable. They got stable down there.
mm,
Yes.
So
Shouts
yeah,
Jada.
yeah. So I mean. I mean, I think it's dope that they, breaking records, and I think Triple H said it's like the 60th sellout of the year or some shit. That's insane.
Yeah, had a
Like
great year.
they was just a couple years ago before this whole Vince shit started. Like after they got out of the Thunderdome and all that, man, they was at points where maybe they was half full.
Mhm.
They wasn't quite doing as bad as AEW does with like, getting the crowd, but they was struggling because people knew the show was gonna be mid. You was going to the show was gonna be regular.
It was, how can I say? You knew what was gonna happen. You're gonna have a singles match. Somebody gonna get double crossed, and it's a tag match. And then there's then
No
there's
fact.
another tag match. Like you knew the format. It wasn't different. They're gonna do tag matches until the pay-per-view. Like it was just like, come on, like no factions. It was nothing going on. It was nothing different. Now the shit's different. Now it's unpredictable. The storytelling. He on some Marvel shit. He's leaving goose eggs everywhere. Like you see
Hmm.
certain little things, and this is, I think we've talked about this before in the previous episodes. I'm like, I want the thrill, the suspense. Like we
The
don't get that.
spontaneity.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
spontaneity. Now it's back. Now you're like, shit. I wonder what's going to
Hmm.
happen. You watching more for the story than the wrestling now because you want to see how it breaks down.
But
No
even
facts.
with this, even with the story being so great, he's also bringing back matches on weekly shows that you normally wouldn't see on a weekly show. Like,
Hmm.
or we're getting championship matches on weekly shows that you wasn't getting before. You feel me? Like that ladder match on SmackDown was
Hmm.
fire. That shit was fire. When was the last time? And they said it during the broadcast. When was the last time we had a
Years,
ladder
right?
match on SmackDown for a title?
Yeah, they
So
did say that. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
been
so
like
it's like,
years and shit. Damn.
and then like bringing back Hell in the Cell, bringing back, and then the cage, the shark cage shit they did with
Hmm.
Rhea and them. It's like,
Shit. Jay's match with Braun Breaker and how that played out. The Cody and Solo cage match that literally, I mean, took us right to the brink of possibly seeing a new champion. And then Roman Reigns came out.
on a
So it was
weekly
like
show.
you didn't, yeah,
Like,
on a weekly show, not on a pay-per-view, on a
hmm
weekly show.
so they definitely cooking this year. And the
Yeah,
numbers, I mean, obviously the money is showing that the money, the amount of money they're making is showing that they're cooking this year. So
yeah.
shout outs to them.
And to
Keep it
double
up
down
though.
on the money,
Hmm.
facts. To double down on the money in Q3. So for the quarter that is like what June to September, they made nearly $500 million, like 463 million dollars in
Y'all niggas
those three
hiring?
months.
Y'all hiring?
Facts, y'all hiring?
Insane, insane.
I'll send my resume. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
And when
listen,
you
y'all
think
need an
about it,
EAP person?
bro, I think there was only two pay-per-views, three pay-per-views. There
Yeah,
was Bash in Berlin. I think there was Money in the Bank, and there
SummerSlam.
was and there was SummerSlam. And SummerSlam happened early. So there was nothing from like there was and all of them kind of happened close. Like Bash in Berlin happened, and Money in the Bank was like 2, 3 weeks later in
Hmm.
Toronto, and then SummerSlam was like first week of August. So it was like in 6 weeks they did all the pay-per-views, and the rest of that shit was just Raw and SmackDown.
Hmm,
500 mil is crazy.
500 mil.
Shout,
that's
shouts to them.
outrageous.
Like
Shouts to
imagine if
them.
every quarter they make that, and that's revenue. That's 500 mil, profit. Like imagine if they made that every quarter. We talking $2 billion a year
Mm.
profit. That's insane. Like
Uh,
what?
That's
So I mean,
outrageous.
it isn't just like the product is good when we watch it, all that. Like the numbers is back, like the figures are backing up that they doing the right thing with
Hmm.
everything they doing.
Numbers don't lie. That is.
And then last but not least, this one real interesting. I don't know if this is like some foreshadowing or if he already got it in the bag and he just like trying to tease it. Triple H mentioned at the Bad Blood press conference that he's eyeing a WWE show at the Sphere in Vegas. So yeah, I don't know what it is. UFC 300 was just there the week after I was in Vegas. So like the weekend of the 14th of September,
Hmm.
they had a crazy UFC event there. The shit cost like $25 million just to run.
Yikes.
The Sphere is a completely round building and it has a full LED screen around the whole entire building. It costs over 400K a day to run ads on it. And it runs different ads. So it's not like it's just your ad all day. Other ads
Mm.
also run on it throughout the day. So it's not even like your $500,000 monopolizes the Sphere. He wants to run a WWE show. Of course, WrestleMania is in Vegas in April.
Hmm.
I'm gonna guess maybe NXT in the Sphere,
I'm
which will be
thinking
an
that.
experience in itself.
Right. How
I
many,
think you go
what's the
ahead, Trey.
capacity of, my fault. What's the capacity of the Sphere? Because I'm
I'll
trying
tell
to
you right
think,
now.
because just off of how it's built, I don't know how many people it could hold, but still,
It can hold
from
a
my
lot
from my understanding, like they have LEDs on the outside and
in
indoors
the
too.
inside. Yeah. So like that UFC fight was Hispanic Heritage Month, like themed, and there was all kinds of crazy shit being projected. It holds almost 20,000,
20,000. I ain't gonna hold you.
which
That's
is
like
the same
sensory
as an
overload
arena.
for me, but that's
Yeah.
dope for them. That's sensory overload because that's a lot to
Do you know
look
what
at.
whoop that trick would be like in the
Hmm.
Sphere?
I might have to go to that. I ain't gonna hold.
What?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
what?
I'm
So
dressing
yeah,
like that nigga too. I'm gonna have a vest, no shirt, like
Mad
no
Baby
shirt,
on
mad
your
baby boy
Diddy.
with shades on. You know what I'm
No
saying?
diddy.
No Diddy. Take that,
Fuck
take that.
that.
No, no, no. Take your
Fuck
shit.
that.
No,
So what y'all think about that?
that's
What
big.
if it's
I
like the
like it.
Raw after Mania? That would be like Raw after
That's
Mania is
gonna be
already like
something.
insane. Like your brain already be ready to explode, and then you got fucking.
Everything all over the place. Yeah,
And we
that's a lot.
talking could be seen as Cena's last Mania. So Raw after Mania is gonna be Rock could be a champion after Mania. Who the fuck knows?
That's yeah, that's big.
That'd be fine.
Again, it's looked like WWE to the moon. Like they just
We
keep
gonna
going
talk
up
about
and
that.
up.
But
Mm,
like we talking 25, 26 million to run the building
they
for that
got it.
event. Oh, as we
They
see, they
got it.
got it, but I guess
That's
Dana
a
White said UFC only made 22 million. Packed house.
mm,
So you're gonna have to figure it
WWE is
out.
different. Yeah,
Yeah, the
I feel like
merch, merch and shit.
their merch
Yeah.
is gonna. First of
The
all, shout out to
merch.
TKO. You just got to say it right. TKO, they're eating off of UFC, WWE. They eat. So shout out to them.
I'm about to buy some stocks actually.
We missed
I'm
it.
about-
We missed it. We should have bought the stocks in January right before it turned into
and I
TKO because it was
and I
way cheaper too.
it's way cheap, but you could probably do some plays. That's a different convo. But we can do some shit.
We
Tap in.
multifaceted. We don't just we
Follow him
don't.
on Instagram.
You know what I mean, we don't just talk wrestling. We do everything. You feel me?
Do some shit. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all the news.
Facts. Facts.
WWE is in the money. AEW has got a dope blow situation with Max. Bobby Lashley about to come through, kill everybody. And Triple H wants to do a show in the Sphere, which is probably going to be insane. That might be better ticket than WrestleMania, low key.
Mm, you're
In
right.
terms of the experience, like that experience is going to
Yeah.
be insane.
Yikes. Shout out to them. But yeah, all right, cool. Thanks, Drew, for the news. And now we're gonna talk about Bad Blood. Let's talk about it. I by far one of the best. I know I'm gonna go ahead and say it. One of the best PLEs they've had this year outside of WrestleMania.
I
in
was
my
at
opinion.
WrestleMania.
Mm,
I wish I went to Bad Blood.
mm,
I'll trade night one for Bad Blood.
that's big. Wow.
I'll trade outside of Cody's like unbelievable win, everybody going crazy, mad people coming out. Night two was like it had its moments, all that, but like night one was good, Rhea and all, but like Bad Blood, was there a bad match on that shit?
A,
Nah,
A
all the
bad
matches.
match,
I
not
wouldn't
I
say a
mean a
bad
bad
match.
match.
No, there wasn't a bad match. No,
There was no bad
no.
match. If you want to say if a match was, each match was at least decent, where you, oh, okay. But then you have, if you want to really rate them, there
Levels
were
to the
matches
shit.
that was like 4 or 5 stars. There were matches that was maybe 3.5 to 4. But
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
the overall show was fire. The presentation, fuck it. We here, right? Let me talk about
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
it. Cut the lights on. The presentation, I'm a film buff, so I like how even though there's no real storyline to it, but the whole stakeout thing, the serious scene between Triple H and Cody. First of all, Triple H's acting got a lot better. I mean, it's fucking funny. Like Cody playing like the whitest white. Cause no, he's the blackest white man. Now he's like the whitest white man. Like Metro Boomin, like
Raheem Rhodes,
right.
man. Raheem.
So for the production with the whole meetup between Roman and Cody, and then the movie shot scenes between Triple H, Cody, and Metro Boomin, I feel like the whole presentation was outrageous. It was fire. It was something different. Like if I was, that brought me back to when I was like 12,
Mm.
watching it illegally, watching the reviews illegally.
Let's keep it a
Bro, that was
stack. Let's keep it
everybody.
a
That was
stack.
everybody. I ain't gonna hold you.
Everybody had that little box. That little
Had the
box
You
of
box.
like box?
information.
Oh, D.
Hmm. So like that really brought me back, and I'm like, this shit is fire. It was so nostalgic for me. I'm like, damn, I wish others can actually see this and like come back to wrestling because I can understand why you stepped away from it. But just seeing
Hmm.
that is like, nah, he's doing his thing. And you want him to continue to do his thing. Then you go to the matches, the storylines that led to the matches, everything was just flawless. It was flawless. But I'll let y'all go and then I'll get into the other shit. Because we gotta talk. Because Drew was saying some shit
Yeah.
I ain't like. So we gotta
Mm,
talk.
Well, I
mm.
want to get into the I want to get into the matches. I want to break
Okay.
down the matches. I'm gonna start with the first one, the one that opened it, that really set the tone. Like I'm
Thanks.
gonna give them full credit for the energy the crowd held on to it all the way through. Also, I gotta give a shout out to Nadia and Nate. Oh, it's also Nate's birthday. We record when we're recording this. So Nate, when you see this, they regular watchers of the show. Nadia hit me up. This is probably like June, and was like, "Yo, they just announced this wrestling shit in ATL. I'm trying to bring son. He never been to a pay per view." I said, "What?" She sent me the like what the tickets looking like. I'm like, "Yeah, you should cop." She gets a pre-sale and holds it down for like 4 or 5 months. That she got him
Mm.
tickets to this show. Surprised him. Flew him out to ATL on Friday night.
Shit.
Flew him out to ATL on Friday night. So, ladies, step your shit up.
I had to take my shades off. That
I
was crazy.
mean, flew him out
Shed
to
a
ATL on
tear.
Friday night.
That's crazy.
Woke up, when they got there, surprised them with the Bad Blood shirt or his
Mm.
birthday shit.
You brought the
Dope.
nigga shirts? Oh,
Yes, yes.
The
He had
real
a
one right
Bad
there.
Blood, official Bad Blood shirt
oh,
on.
wrong hand.
Facts, yeah, yeah. Nate, you gotta work on that ring, brother. You gotta come correct. Yeah, and not only did he go to Bad Blood, they sat on the floor.
Huh? Yeah, bro. Mm-mm.
Nah,
They sat
nah,
on the
bro.
floor.
I don't think you need anything else, bro. Any no more convincing. You just got to go
So,
ahead and just be
so
like, yeah,
shout
let's
out to
go.
them. I was driving upstate to go to an event, and they FaceTime me during the Punk Drew match, and I seen
Mm.
the Hell in the Cell for myself on FaceTime. Crazy. So,
That's
like
what's
I said,
up.
look, we'll get into the. So, shout out to them. We appreciate
Mm.
the support on the channel and the show.
Yes, yes.
But
Facts.
man, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk is nice. And I ain't gonna lie, if I'm AEW, I'm sick. We should have figured some shit out and made sure that he never left. Because say what you want about him and the age and how difficult he might be to work with, he could go.
Facts.
That
Nigga is
motherfucker could
difficult
go.
though.
He put in the work. He put in the work. bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I listen, Shanoa, he is an old man. There's no reason that he should be able to go toe to toe with Drew McIntyre for 30 minutes. And that was a pace too. Like there wasn't a lot of laying around in that match.
Yeah, they was
Like
going. They was moving.
they was going. And that one shit when Drew McIntyre threw him across the cage,
mm,
crazy work. And come to find out, Drew got busted open the hard way. Pause.
real way. Yeah,
He hit
Hey,
him with
yo.
the
real way.
toolbox for real,
That was a
gashed
real
him
staples
in
right
the.
there on the
He's
joint.
got glue and 17 staples on the top of his head. That's why Drew was still leaking all throughout the match. Never stopped leaking.
I mean, that match,
Storytelling was crazy.
the match was outrageous. You know what I mean? But like, I think, I think, I think just the company wasn't a good fit for CM Punk.
Hmm.
And when he went over to AEW, it's just a lot of clashing going on. They got a little bit too much freedom. So just a lot of clashing going on and whatnot. And I feel like CM Punk knew, like, all right, son, this the shit I love. I'm back into the top shit. Let me get my act together. You see the motherfucker, see how he look now? Like
Fuck yeah.
he in shape. So I think he knew like this the last go round. I got a couple years left. Let me get my shit together. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me work and put on some compelling matches. And Drew, he did that. Both him and Drew. Drew is probably one of the best heels we got. Low key. I don't think he's
Mhm.
getting enough credit for being a fire ass heel. You know what I mean? He is a fire ass. He talk wild shit. He's better on the mic than everybody thought he was. He talk crazy shit.
Mhm.
Social media is the mic. CM Punk, he's never gonna be a face. So he's like more of an anti-hero kind of shit going on right now. So I think that was just one of the best matches I've ever seen. The pace was good. You know, for it not to have crazy high flying and whatnot, they told a good story
Mhm.
during the match. And they was doing some crazy
Spot,
shit. They was whacking each other
spots was
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. So
Spots,
Steel
I was,
steps thrown in people
yeah,
fake like they was
yeah.
yeah, they was
that
bugging.
back
They was bugging.
the claymore on the steel
The,
steps.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. The Claymore, the white noise on the fucking on the steps.
I thought he was
Bro,
dead. I ain't gonna hold you.
I
When he
Hmm.
thought he
did
was
that
dead.
white noise, I'm like, yo, that's an old ass man. He's dead.
No, when Punk took the suplex from the turnbuckle to the table, bro. Nah. And I also got to give it to Michael Cole and
Corey
Corey
Graves.
Graves because
Yeah, they held that down.
they called that match, like they gave it even more to
Yeah.
what was going on. Like
We
I
never
loved it.
talk about that. We never talk about that because JR used to have us ready to cry and shit because of Triple H doing
You
some
son
wild
of
shit.
a
Why,
bitch.
Triple H? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why!
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh my God. Like, we ain't gonna never get that. But as you said, Corey Graves and Michael Cole did their thing throughout that
Yeah.
whole
Hmm.
shit. Like it made it, they gave us that enthusiasm that we was lacking.
Yeah, they
My
added
fault,
the
Tony.
emotion. I agree. They added the
Absolutely.
emotion. They added the emotion. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you in it. I feel like we haven't seen a good Hell in a Cell match in a real long time. I think the last good one, not in this same like setup, was when Cody wrestled that match with the torn pec against
Oh, Seth.
Seth Rollins. That was a really good match, but it didn't have to be in Hell in a Cell.
Right.
But the last good one, I don't know, like Undertaker and Brock, like
I
2015 or some
guess.
shit. It's been a long time since we saw a real Hell in a Cell match. That shit was a real Hell in a Cell match. Motherfuckers was bleeding.
Hmm.
They suspended disbelief for a bit where we was like, yo, I don't know how either one of these motherfuckers walking out here. And
Hmm.
then when Drew pulled out the little sack and I thought it had thumbtacks in it, I'm like, yeah, somebody dying.
Yeah, I thought it was thumbtacks. I was like, yeah, they
I'm like,
bugging
yo,
out.
you're bugging. And it was the fucking beads.
Hmm.
I was like, man, the storytelling on a million right now. Yeah, now
Facts.
that might be in the best Hell in a Cell match, I don't know, since like 2000.
I
It's
mean,
up
I'll
there.
have to agree with
It's
you.
up there. I only
I can't think of anything else.
There's only one other that I would be like, I fucked with, and that was that Armageddon match where it was like six people when Rikishi got like
Oh,
knocked off the Hell in a Cell.
I
onto the
forgot
little
about that.
haystack
That shit was
joint. That
crazy.
joint was fire.
Big ass.
Crazy, but it was wilding back then. Kishi's a wild boy. That's a whole other conversation. Kishi's
Yeah,
a wild
like
boy
that's the
for
only
him
one
to.
I could think of when I was thinking about doing like when we was doing this, preparing for the show. I was like, is this my favorite one? It's probably not my favorite. I think Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Kane shit was my favorite, but that shit was crazy on Saturday. Like that was legit crazy. That one stole it for me. That stole
Right,
the show. The other matches was great, but that was some next level shit.
right. All right, so then I guess next on the card was the Nia Jax and Bailey for the women's championship match. Um, my thoughts on that was it was all right. It was decent, I would say. It wasn't a bad match. I think for me, the best part of that match was Tiffany Stratton coming out
Mm.
and possibly cashing in, and then Nia Jax raised up like she was Undertaker. It's like, what are you doing?
You
What
like,
the fuck are you doing? Oh no, no. Which again, I kind of wish that she would have cashed in there and stopped being a little punk, but I get it. It's for the story. But I wish she would have cashed in there. That would have been dope. But yeah, I mean that match was, it was good. I wouldn't say it was one of the best of the night, obviously, but it wasn't a bad match.
That was a solid match. It was. I like Nia. I think. I think they need to do their best to put her in more fire ass storylines. Because she has the personality to carry off certain storylines, and I don't
Mm,
think they like she. Well, she's the one. No, I'm gonna save that because that's from I'll save that one. But anyway, she's
okay, well,
fire. She's fire in terms of different storylines if you book her the right way. And she brings back. You don't have too many killer monsters in the woman division. Like you have, like besides like the Rhea's, the Charlotte, but like she's like the Undertaker and the
she
Kane
a
and the Big
monster.
Show. She a
Yeah,
monster
yeah, yeah.
in the women's division. So I'm like, I want y'all to. I need to book her as such sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
mm,
I thought she did. I ain't gonna. Maybe I was looking a little bit deeper into the match. I've been looking to see her progress just as a
Mm-hmm.
wrestler, and
yes.
she was
Mm-hmm.
solid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no botches from her. Bailey had a
Mm,
couple of moments where Bailey was a little shaky, and I think the four horsewomen as a whole, outside of Charlotte, they be botching a lot.
Oh, like a
Like they get a
motherfucker.
yeah.
lot of credit for being, like pioneers of women's wrestling and bringing it to the forefront and shit. But like Charlotte, the only one I'm like, Charlotte has a match with somebody, it's gonna go over. We don't got to worry about nobody getting hurt, none of that crazy shit. And she's also gonna come out without injury. Them other three, man, Bailey was shaky, but also the weight difference.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
Botcha Bailey doesn't botch like that, like the other two. Like the other two be botching. Like
Nah, she got some
she
botches
bot.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, not like no, nobody is Becky. Like I would just put that out.
Whew.
Nobody is Becky. But
Oh shit.
yeah, nah, I think to me, if Nia wrestles like that all the time, keep the belt on her. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to get Tiffany somewhere else, or we do need a woman to finally fail at cashing in. So
Mm,
maybe Tiffany got to be the one. Is Tiffany's a star already? We don't got to do nothing. Like she don't need to win this to
Mm-mm.
keep being a star. She's not going to turn into Austin Theory.
Right. Right.
So like she lose to Nia, or she try to cash in on Nia, or maybe she end up on Raw and like after Survivor Series or some shit. Cool, whatever. Have her cash in over there. She has the ability to cash in on any champion.
Any
It doesn't
champion.
have to be Nia.
She could pull up
She
on
could go
Crown
to Raw.
Jewel
Yeah,
and go after either one of them at that
yep.
point.
which might
So
happen. Now that you think
so
about
now
it,
that we
shit.
said it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So I
mean,
thought it was
so
good. I thought it was good. I mean, I think we called that Tiffany was gonna play a part in this match. So that
yeah.
made perfect sense. I was convinced because when I was driving home, Chanel told me some of the results, but he didn't tell me everything. But
Mm.
again, you still got
Mm-hmm.
to watch the show to get it. And so when she came out, I was like, oh, this might be it, because he didn't tell me who won that match. So I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
this might be it. Like, fuck it. And then when she sat up, I was like, "Oh shit, you in trouble, girl."
Word.
Tell her you hit Bailey. Tell her you hit Bailey. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But oh yeah,
solid.
one thing I did want to say in regards to Nia Jax, because she did have a reputation. I remember we were all thinking when she first came out, I was like, oh man, here she goes. She's gonna be dangerous. She's gonna hurt somebody. And to
Hmm.
Drew's point, she's been solid. She has been solid. So yeah, I should absolutely keep the run going with her. So because it's
Thanks.
kind of it's working. Um, next up we have Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Um, I think I'm just over that storyline for me. So it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta hope that's the end of it. I hope we don't get any more, which I kind of feel like we probably will, but I think that should be the end of it because that wasn't really the most compelling matches. It's not even the most compelling storyline, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, Finn screwed Damien out of the championship, but everything leading up to that has been Judgment Day jumps this person, and then
Yeah.
that's that. So it's not really. And then even the
They
match
jumping
was
nigga.
they pulling up again, trying to to do something, and then end up losing. Like I get it, Damian Priest. You're trying to push Damian Priest as this face now, and it's like cool, but give him a more compelling storyline,
Yeah.
in
It
my
don't got to
opinion.
be Finn. Finn also
Yeah,
screwed him like 2 months ago. Like, who cares?
right, exactly.
Like, get over it.
Nah, fuck that. Like, fuck that. No, I'm the champion. You're supposed to be my man's, and you screw me over. I mean, I think maybe this is just a start. You know what I mean? Like to build up Damien, and then we'll see what happens next. I do feel like the storyline could have been a slightly different to make it more compelling. Like it was
Mm.
just missing something a little bit. Like the screw was what needed to happen. It was fire. But then the parts that happened following it could have been tweaked a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like between Dom, Rhea, and Liv, they done that part right.
Hmm.
Like that part was done right with Dom in the mix and all that. So between Damien and Finn, they could have took a slightly different turn to make it a little bit better. That's just my
Mm.
opinion. I don't know what it is, but something was slightly missing after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the match, like, the work in the ring was good. They both could go, ain't no question. He gave him like a 90 million coup de grace. I don't even know how he's standing up after that. But the storyline don't mean shit. They don't got nothing on the line. They're not working towards nothing. They
Mm,
not in the mid card. They not in the title picture. So what we doing? You just
Hmm.
mad because he cost you something? I hear you. It makes sense, but like, yeah, again, the match was good, but like Shanor said, like if the storyline in that situation not compelling, that shit could have been on Raw. Like, give me the Sami Zayn Gunther match instead.
Yeah.
That would have been a better replacement for this match. But I guess bad blood. They got the
Little
rivalry.
theme. Yeah.
Yo, goes with the theme.
Okay.
mm.
All right.
Are we
So
gonna
we
talk
move
about that
on.
shit that happened when Triple H made the announcement?
Y'all want to talk
What
about that
announcement?
bullshit?
Shit was kind of it was
Oh,
kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy.
that crown jewel belt?
Fuck the
Or the
announcement. The whole Gunther coming out and talking shit
Oh,
about
Oh, that's
Goldberg.
right. That's
oh,
right. I forgot
that
about
shit was
that.
funny, nigga.
That was funny. That was
Yo,
funny.
listen, I told you Gunther's my guy, son. That's my listen. That's my guy, son. Like, listen, he dead came out there and was talking so reckless to Goldberg and his son. And my man was like,
Hmm.
"Listen, I hope he's a better parent than he is a wrestler." He's talking crazy. He's talking crazy, son.
Was he
And like,
wrong though? Did he lie?
no, he ain't lied. He ain't lied. He ain't lied. But the thing about it now is, Goldberg, what the fuck you gonna do,
Yeah.
nigga?
I don't
Like,
want to see another Goldberg run. I'm
man,
cool on
He
that.
not fucking with him. He's not fucking with. Listen, I think I told Shanor this shit. I'm like, yo, if they had a match and Goldberg decided he was gonna go rogue in the match, he's gonna get his ass whooped. You an old ass
Yeah.
man. This dude in the prime of his life, in the best shape of his life, And I ain't gonna hold you. He be beating the shit out of everybody.
Mm,
When is Crown Jewel normally?
Early November or some shit.
yeah.
Oh, so that's what's gonna happen. Makes sense. Like I didn't even realize Crown Jewel was
Nah, but
right
they
around.
said that the champions are gonna go against each other.
Yeah. So it's going to be Cody and Gunther versus,
Cody and
and
Gunther
Mm,
yeah, Cody and Gunther,
for
and
the
then
belt.
Nia, not for the crown
the
jewel belt.
Crown Jewel
Yeah,
belt, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and Nia versus Liv, which to me doesn't make
That's
sense.
light.
Then she gonna get squashed. Like, oh shit. Like
Literally,
I see
Where Tay
and
Rock at? That's light.
that.
Also, shout out to Tay Rock, real wrestling fan. My son was posting all the WWE clips from Bad Blood. But yeah, damn. And then what came after that? Oh, the Rhea shit.
well, yeah, the Rhea and
Rhea and
Liv,
Liv,
that match
which they
was cool.
botched.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Hope
botched
Dominic
the
is all right,
match.
but
No, that wasn't the botch. That was
No, that
what
planned.
was
I
supposed to
missed,
happen. Yeah, that was supposed to happen.
So Rhea
what was
won
it?
the match
Right,
by DQ.
because
She was not supposed to win the match at all. Supposed to lose. There was like a mistiming or some shit. The ref ended up seeing Raquel and couldn't unsee her. So he called for
mm,
the belt and awarded Rhea the match, but Liv keeps her belt.
Because of the
oh, I didn't know that
DQ.
was not. I thought
DQ.
that was all
So it
planned.
still works out though. It still work out.
Yeah, Liv kept the belt. You know, they were able to keep the storyline going, but that was not
Yeah.
the plan was that
Hmm.
Raquel was going to do it when the ref wasn't looking.
Mm. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about that. One thing I saw was that they said Raquel showed up with no pop. Like nobody was like hype,
I
which
mean, yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, not a. I don't feel like everybody knew her.
mhm,
Like even
I ain't
when
know.
y'all was talking about in the chat, like when it was happening, y'all didn't know who she was.
right.
You know, initially. Some of that is because she came from NXT and then got going and then got hurt and then got going again and then got this like crazy disease and that. So like she's had like a crazy couple of years. So she hasn't been on TV all the time. So I don't even think people recognize who she was either.
I think
Right.
that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I
You
mean, it's
mystery.
could easily,
long-term
yeah,
storytelling too, because
yeah.
according to the storyline, Rhea was the one who kind of
She put her away.
got up
Yeah.
out of it. But the only thing that was kind of awkward, I would say, was after she did interfere and the match was over and she threw Rhea in the ring, did her finisher move or whatever, but then she threw Liv on top of Rhea as if the ref was going to count 1, 2, 3 to win.
Be, because that was the plan.
Yeah,
Again,
right.
that's why it was a botch. Like
Okay.
that
Mm.
was the
All
dead
right. So that's what
giveaway
it is.
was
I
Raquel
understand
did
now.
what she was supposed to do.
Hmm.
But something in there, I don't know if Dominic was supposed to like distract the ref more or Liv was like somebody was supposed to distract the ref. And the
Timing
ref
thing.
realized that nobody was distracting him
So he
and
has
he
a
was
yeah. You don't
watching
want another
it.
situation with Damien where you not counting or whatever, or all of a sudden you
Yeah.
don't see shit. So yeah, okay, that makes
Or
sense.
the Orton shit, the Orton and Gunther shit. Like you don't want none of those shit. So the ref was like, fuck it, I'm just call it DQ. And it doesn't mess up the storyline. Like Triple H is gonna whoop
Hmm.
my ass when I get through the curtain. It's what it is. Like it is what it is. Like
What
Hmm.
the fuck?
he like, yo, she was standing there, bro. Like, what you want me to do? Yeah. I
Gotcha.
thought the match was good though. Liv to my only issue, Liv just not believable. Like I want to
Hmm.
try, like I want to make her that one of them top tier people, but like even to be so small, you're not Alexa Bliss.
Hmm.
So she just not believable as a champion. She cool. She definitely do like annoying shit. She play a great heel and shit.
Hmm.
But like she
She
just
got her
not
strength.
believe. Yeah, but she just not a champion. Make her
Uh,
title her.
yeah and nay.
Okay.
Definitely mid card more, but I do believe she for the character she's playing, it can work. But everything just have to be on time. You can't have botches like that. You can't have little small screw ups, and she can use a little bit more improvement in the ring, like being more sharp. I feel like if she was
Mm-hmm.
more sharp, and then y'all don't have the screw ups, it can work. You know what I mean? Everybody knows, and I think she knows. Like, yeah, I'm not the most dominating presence in the woman division, but I could play a good heel. I have this personality that people may find annoying, and I can
Mm-hmm.
screw people over in matches to win. We had The Miz that did it like that. You had Ric Flair for a while doing it like that, even though Ric Flair is a legend, but towards the middle end of his career,
Mm-hmm.
he was doing shit like that. So I feel like she can be that person if you set her up the right way. Because look, it worked. We was I was very interested or invested into this storyline with Liv, Rhea, and Dom, like how that whole chemistry played out. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could work.
Mm-hmm.
But she's is more mid
Yeah,
card though. I agree with
I
that.
agree. I was interested in the storyline. I wasn't interested in her being champ. Like, I don't feel like she needs to be champion in order to do the storyline.
Oh, so you feel like she should have just screwed Rhea and
Because
then they just had their
you feel,
feud?
yeah, like say Becky holds the belt and Becky loses to somebody else.
Mm,
Her and Rhea still got beef. She hurt Rhea, her. She hurt Rhea. Then she stole her man. Like, there's still reasons for them to go back and forth.
mm,
It didn't necessarily need the belt. The belt was helpful because then that keeps Rhea in that title picture. But now, what do you do with Rhea? She done lost her twice. You can't give her
that's
another title
true.
shot now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
What happens now is the
Yeah.
question.
yeah.
Same
Because
with
nobody want to see that
McIntyre.
again.
You done lost to CM Punk twice, 2 times in a row.
I think you move on. I think that was the ending of
Hmm.
their
Well, yeah,
whole
I figured that was
run.
the end. But like
Right.
I'm saying, for Rhea and Liv,
Hmm.
what's next
It might be a thing
for
for
Raquel?
Drew
Yeah,
and
it has to
them.
be.
It's gonna be
Uh,
beef between Drew and CM all the time. Like it's just how the Rock and Stone Cold always had beef. It's just gonna be beef, bro. And
We're
then
gonna come
like
back to that.
yeah, and then like with I
Who
think
else said it's not
Rhea.
gonna be a catering and fucking Claymore?
I mean, he's done it. He's done it. Like, he had beef with Brock. He was coming out of nowhere. Bow. Brock was
Like,
laid out. So you remember that shit? He was wilding.
yeah.
So I mean, going back to Rhea and Liv, it might have to be a case where it's like that now. Because as you said, I don't want to see a third match. I'm good on that. So it just might have
Yeah,
to be a space where they just always have beef because she took a lot from her. She calls her the bell. She took her man, all this shit. So it just might have to be a thing that anytime they see each other, they fighting type shit
it's on site. It's on
on
site
site.
each time. All right, cool. And now we go to the main event, which is Cody Raheem Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo and Jacob Fatu. What can I say? Like that was what they're saying now? Cinema. Like that's what it is. That was a great match. Here we go.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, let's do it, man. We here, right?
Hmm.
Cody and Roman is cheat codes. Like, you can't have two god tier characters on the same team. Like, it's a cheat code. And Trey and I learned that the hard way. We was playing WWE and they beat our ass. They whooped our
Facts.
ass in the WWE. Too. Like, they really whooped to the point that we was like, nah, let's rematch it.
Yeah, we gotta run that back.
We
That's
had to run
they
it back.
smoked us. They smoked us.
And it's
But
crazy because we played it in the game just to come out and see it happen in real life. And it was really doing the same shit. Like, so I like the storytelling throughout the match. They really going hard pushing Roman as a face. I think they're doing it better this time around. Um, he ain't screw him over. He was there. He held Cody down. Cody sacrificing himself. Cody was wilding. Like he
wow,
was
I
That
thought he
splash.
overshot that for a second. I thought he
Facts.
overshot it, but then I see it, the way he landed. I was like, okay, he's good. But
mm-hmm.
that initial launch, I was like, shit, he's gonna go
He
right
wild.
over it.
He's like, I got bungees, bitch. Took off. Like Jacob is a hell of a character because he knows how to no sell. And it's not
Hmm.
like I'm just no selling to no sell. And no sells and leads to something, which makes it more
Hmm.
believable. And it keeps to the lore of his character. So now, after this saga is over, he's going to be like this unbelievable God tier character where you're not just gonna beat them with just one or two of your finishes. It might take three, four. You got to do some outrageous shit. You got to sacrifice yourself to beat him, essentially.
Hmm.
And which Cody had to do for them to give them a chance to even win the match. Pointed at Roman
Mm.
like bitch, you
It's
didn't
like,
pin this nigga. Like,
Yeah, but look, they didn't. Jacob did not take that pin,
nope.
oh, of course
and
not.
Jacob and Roman, bro, they probably interacted no more than 90 seconds in the match.
Yeah, it was very little.
Hmm.
It was a very small amount. But it was good. It was good.
I think that's fire.
But I think with to that point with Jacob not taking the pin, it made sense for Solo to take the pin, especially
He a loser, of course. Hey, he a
I'm
loser.
I'm saying it more from the point of with Jimmy
That's
coming
crazy.
back. It just made a lot more sense with Jimmy coming back and have Roman be the one to pin Solo, keeping that whole bloodline storytelling type thing going. So I think that worked out very well. I think Roman looked good for him to be his first match back since
WrestleMania, yeah.
WrestleMania. I would say he's in tremendous shape. Pause. But I'm just saying, like this nigga he's been in the gym. So shouts to him. Um, Cody was solid. Only thing that annoyed me the most with Cody, and I think it's annoying me the most with tag team matches in WWE now, is that whole pulling the person away from trying to tag, like that whole sequence, or Cody just reaching, he's on the floor like, help, help me,
That's
please.
classic though.
It's
That's
classic, but I was
classic though.
like, but I'm like, oh, all right, cool. But I'm like, I don't know, maybe just me. I just look for something else, or
Can
Maybe
some
you
it
don't
be
fuck
too
with
one
Cody.
much?
where it could be a bit
Can
too
it?
much. It was,
It could be a bit too much. It could be a bit too much. I'm not saying don't do it, but I think they overdo it sometimes. Like,
yeah, yeah. For the fact that Cody's getting his ass beat for the majority of the match
mhm.
because he couldn't tag Roman, um, it was like, okay, well, that's super baby face one. And then, when Roman got in, did his Roman shit. That crucify, what was it? That move he did when he jumped did the pin, the crucifying pin. That was new. I never seen Roman do that shit before, as far as his move
Hmm.
set. That shit was pretty good. But yeah, and then, Roman, they get the win, and then they go help out Cody.
Oh, we
And of
skipped
course,
the Jimmy
Hold on, hold
part
on.
though.
We skipped the whole part.
Yeah,
you
we
skip
skipped the
Jimmy. Oh,
Jimmy
my fault.
part.
I'll say, yeah, go ahead. My
Remember,
fault.
it looked like at one point they was gonna get the better of Roman. Cody was knocked out because he jumped off the top rope through Jacob and all that.
Yeah,
And
him and
then
part two was out. Yeah.
Tonga Loa and Tamatonga were right there. They looked like they was about to go in there and finish Roman. Roman was looking sick, like on the ground, like, oh shit. And Solo looked behind them and was like, who the fuck is that?
But he was talking crazy. Now you skipped the part. Solo was
Yeah, no, he
talking
was that
hella
so
crazy.
yeah. No, he was talking crazy the whole match though.
Yeah, it was
He was
supposed to
talking
be
crazy the
me.
whole
You
match.
lied to me and all of that. Yeah, yeah, I like that. And then, yeah, and then you see Jimmy just super kicking everybody. Everybody gets a super kick. He's handing them out.
Hmm.
Still, by far one of the best between him and Jay. One of the best super kicks outside of Shawn
They
Michaels.
up
Shawn
there.
Michaels is the goat of super kicks,
Yeah,
but
come on. Yeah,
but
come
yeah,
on.
yeah. But between them, they super kicks be connecting. But
Take your
yeah,
jaw. What are
facts.
you
But
talking
yeah,
about?
Jimmy pulled up. I liked his shirt. They not the ones, or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
I might have to go. I
Might
might have
need
to
to go
go.
get that.
I have to cop that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy pulled up, and it was dope. And I like that Jimmy's back. Now, was there a part you wanted to get to, Chanel?
Nah,
Because I
because
want
I
to make
was saying
sure
no. Because I'm agreeing with you. I think Jimmy's acting and Solo's acting brought that made that match what it was. Like
Mhm.
Mhm.
as much shit as people like to give Solo, I'm like, all right, some of it is the script they following. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how
Mhm.
they killed Solo's character to make him like the cowardly hill leader when he was being built as the enforcer. They should have kept that, and then you would have had him and Jacob, and then it would be even crazier if it was him and Jacob on that kind of level. But his acting over the last few weeks, when I guess he's starting to feel comfortable and he's talking his shit, and he's like, "Oh, y'all friends now?" Like he's doing his little quick
Right,
quips,
right.
and like I'm like, "Oh, this guy is funny." And then Saturday, he seen Jimmy and he's like, the fuck? Like, who is that? Like the acting for me, that's what made it. And then Jimmy, getting hyped up and stuff like that, I think that's what made the show for me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Absolutely.
I think the part that was the most fire about that whole shit, and this is before even, we get the surprise return and shit,
Hmm.
was Jimmy slides in the ring after Roman gets the pin, and Roman looks at him, he's like, "You did that for me?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "For real? You did it for me?" He was like, "I'm here." And then they
Facts.
hug, and you like, "Damn, son, Jay, where you at, bro? Where you at?
He's gonna
Where
come.
you
He
at?"
has to come into the fold. He has to come into. I
Because
mean,
that shit,
with
that was
Survivor
that,
Series pulling up,
yeah, that
he
was
has to
one of
pull up.
those moments where it was like, damn, they've been telling this story for so. And what's crazy is Jimmy was the one of the twins that never wanted to run with Roman.
Hmm.
Originally, yeah.
He was the one who was reluctant. Even when he screwed his brother over, he said he was helping his brother not turn into Roman.
Right.
That's the reason why he did it. And
Hmm.
now it's like,
So
damn,
what you're saying is Jimmy was the face the whole time, low key.
I don't know if I'm saying that. I seen that clip you sent me. I don't know if I'm saying that in particular.
It
I'm
might
saying
be.
that it may be, but I'm saying that the fact that he basically went against his own moral and thought process
Hmm.
to help Roman, like truly help him, not help him like because we're trying to keep him, as champion, but help him like in a real way. Like, oh, that's my
Hmm.
family. And I was like, damn, that was tough.
Let's cut the
That was
lights
tough.
on that. As you just said originally, he was coming back. I'm nobody's bitch. You talking to my brother crazy?
He,
He was challenging Roman every chance he get. Roman was talking to Roman. I don't know if you remember at one point Roman was going so hard to try to get him on board. Like, what are you doing? I'm doing this for us. To the point you
Hmm.
sound like The
mm-hmm.
Rock at one point. Remember, like he was trying to convince Jimmy to join on. And then now you just brought the point that Jimmy was like, "Yo, I did this for you. Like you left me behind. I kept you from turning into homeboy. I made you have the opportunity to go build your own career, and you left me. You done it
Hmm.
without me." Then you see him come back at this point in time where it's like he see Roman actually is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Roman is changing. So he's like, all right, fuck it, I'll help you now.
Right.
I'll genuinely help you because I see that you're going back on the path that works for me morally. Because
Hmm.
even when he became that clown-like character, because now we're talking about character development,
Yeah.
he was still trying to find his way. Like he had that moment with AJ, he had the moment with other people who homegirl smacked shit out of him for no reason. Like he was having
Shit.
these moments where he's like, fuck it, now I have to really embrace this shit. And he became like the clown that was screwing people over and shit like that.
Hmm.
But that wasn't him. He had to do that to stay around Roman and them. So he
Right.
wouldn't get, swept up and beat up on and shit like that. So low key, Jimmy might have been the face the whole time, but just had to play a character to survive. I don't know. Maybe I'm
I
digging
mean,
too much, but
that's a good take. That's a good
Possible.
take. Absolutely. And then we have the big reveal at the end. Cody was getting his ass beat by the bloodline.
Was he?
Uh, after the match, and Roman made his the biggest face move he could make in his face run by going to help Cody. They had a bit of a, I see you down the road type
No.
interaction
Yeah.
with Roman handing him the belt, handing Cody the belt, and then of course you hear the Rock's
If
music
you
pull up.
smell what?
Now that was
Yeah.
big.
mm-hmm.
That was a big pop. My only issue with that was it's the issue I have with the Rock since he came back.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Bro,
Don't do it.
that shit was corny, bro. I'm
What?
sorry.
The one, two,
Him
three
just
shit?
him standing there the whole time does the people eyebrow cool, nostalgic. Then goes one, two, three, and then his music hit, and he just goes like this, and then walks away. Like I expected more from
Mm.
him coming back, not just him standing there.
I don't think that
Um,
was supposed to be on camera.
Probably.
I don't think
Um,
that was supposed to be on. That looked like a cue,
hmm
and then he
Yeah.
turns away. Like that looked like that
Uh,
was supposed to be. Yeah.
and then that was that was cool, but now of course it leads everybody to speculation like what does The Rock think about the tag match and Roman and all of that. But then I don't know if I'm skipping it here or if y'all want to give your take on that before I go into what happened
No,
after the show.
I agree with what you said for the Rock's part. Like, yeah, it's dope. He did the people's eyebrow and shit. I don't even know if he did that earlier in the year when he came back, but he
I
did
don't think he did.
did the people's eyebrow. He do the little 1, 2, 3 shit. He leave. He cut his little promo,
Right.
leaving. Regular Rock shit, dumb long for no reason. Like 6 minutes of him saying
Told him.
goodbyes to people. Shit was dumb.
He
He
was
just
just
talking.
he gets
The only thing he
outside.
didn't do was tell us to drink Terramana on the way, and when he leave,
That's
because
funny.
He
he
was
love to
funny
do
though.
that.
Right. He was funny though, because when he saw a picture of Dusty, he was like, I love
Oh yeah, I
you, hate
love
your
you,
son.
hate your son.
Then so Cena
He
said,
said,
go
"Eat
eat your food.
fruity pebbles."
You eating your fruity pebbles. Dude, hilarious.
So
Yeah.
that was funny.
That was
Um
old rock. That
yeah,
was
that's definitely was old rock.
That was off
Then
script.
yeah,
hmm
he saw Stone Cold. He was like, yeah, beer and tequila on me, or whatever the case. So like again, showing respect, funny. So that was cool. But what I really want to talk about, if y'all guys are ready to talk about it, is the heel turn.
hold on. We skip.
Oh yeah,
We skip. Oh,
Hold
we
oh
on,
yeah.
skip.
hold on. So now I have a bone to pick right now because
Okay, talk about it.
I told you I keep doing dumb shit. I'm about to stop coming on the show. Like
All right, here we
Drew
go.
was talking about, he don't want The Rock to win the belt. And he was
Oh,
like,
so can we go to the heel turn first and then come back to that?
"You want to
Because
go
we
to
can
the?"
talk about that in the discussion.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
cool,
let's talk
cool.
about it in there because it's gonna make more sense when we get to that.
Makes
Because
got
yeah,
you.
because I
All right.
remember I'm gonna tell like we gonna talk about the whole the bloodline universe because like it ain't
Right.
even a saga no more. Motherfuckers got like 20
Essentially,
motherfuckers hired at this point.
Yeah,
shit.
The
Dragon Ball
heel
Z.
turn, you talking about the clip they got shared like
yes.
online and shit?
And the
Yeah,
way
that
that
was
WWE is
crazy.
doing it. I'm
I
loving the way
mean,
they're doing it.
I ain't gonna hold you, HB. I told you that it wasn't gonna be Cody that was gonna turn off of all that back and forth. I
Mm,
told you it was gonna be KO.
I mean, we agreed to that. We knew he was going to turn. We agreed to that. I think the conversation was when Cody is going to turn or what it's going to take for him to turn. Like
I have no
that's when we
idea.
that's where our discussion was more like
mm,
when we was having that. We already knew either it was going to be Randy or it was going to be KO, and we were
Could
just
be
waiting
both.
to. It could be both because we know they both go heel out of nowhere. We was just surprised that it was KO first, but we seen him egging it because they like to foreshadow. He could have been egging it on, and
Yeah.
Randy just come out of nowhere and RKO somebody. But like,
mm,
so just to
I
see
don't
how
think it
it
was
turned
that.
out,
I don't think it was that far fetched. It just was surprising that they didn't get it on camera. Like
Now
they
they
didn't get
done
it
on
on official
purpose.
camera. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like again, that's Triple H always stirring the pot, trying to make it some fire shit. So it's like, oh, were we supposed to see that?
hmm
When of
Like
course we were
we
supposed to see it, but like they made it look like we wasn't supposed to know that happened. And the
filming on an
fans that was
iPhone.
there, yeah, the fans that was there got like a special moment. And if they
hmm
share it, they share it. If they don't, they don't.
right.
But it's like
And
it's
then
the
the
internet.
fact
Everybody's sharing it.
And then the fact that Triple H went on Twitter and said we are aware of the situation, we're handling it internally. Like, come on,
Hmm.
bro. Like this is
Perfect.
that's the what's kayfabe. I finally learned
Hmm.
the right way to say it. I always call it kayfabe. I don't know why, but kayfabe. That's the kayfabe that I'm
Hmm.
looking for. When
Yeah.
that reminds me of the shit back in the day. It's like that blending of what's storyline and what's real, and you got
It's
that
real, yeah.
blurring. Yeah, you're like, I don't know, was that? Because from I watched the clip a few times. To me, either that's great acting or it looked like KO didn't pull back any punches. He looked like he rocked Cody, and Cody was like, "Oh shit! Like, hold on,
That
this is
first
not."
one for sure. That
First
first
one
Yeah,
shit,
crazy.
he punched the shit out of him.
yeah. So yeah,
I
that
think
was
I
fire.
think this is awesome storytelling because now
Hmm
you got The Rock pulling back up. Then you got the KO shit. So it all blends when you put it together. It's like The Rock is like, fuck, y'all friends now? Like, and then you have KO like, yo, they screwed me over for like 2, 3 years, bro. We teamed up to make sure you got a fair shake to win the belt, and now you teaming with these niggas. Like, what's good with you, son? Like, so it's like he has. How can I say it? I don't know if it's even a heel turn. It's probably more of a, to me, it's more of an anti-hero. Like, nigga, I helped you get to this place. Like, I went against my morals normally of helping people like that. I helped you get to this place. You got your belt. You did do me a solid. You gave me a fair shake to win the belt. I ain't take advantage of all the shit I should have. But then to turn around and
Mm.
see you teaming up with them is like, it's crazy. And to me, it's like it's one of those, how can I say this? You ever watch like Black Panther? You seen how Killmonger, you watch a movie like he's wilding out. And then when you see the story play out, you're like, kind
Got a
of
point.
right though. Like,
Right.
and
Got a point.
this is one of those moments with KO is like, yo, he dead helped you. They was getting screwed over every weekend trying to fight these niggas, and you finally you got to finish your story, and you gonna help him out. He has a
Hmm.
right to feel this way. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
is it really a heel turn or is it more like anti-hero? Because it's like I really bust my ass to help you, and then you turn around and help these niggas. So
True.
Yeah. But either way, whatever
True.
they're doing, I'm looking forward to SmackDown. SmackDown's about to be fire. That's all I know.
Yeah.
SmackDown about to be fire.
I feel like Raw gonna lag until we get to January. Like they
Hmm.
hmm
just gonna kind of be on cruise control while SmackDown is already on their new home. Like they
Right.
on USA and they already wilding. Like the
I
last
mean,
three SmackDowns been stupid shit.
right. But I mean, with Raw, we still have again, for those I'm sure everybody watching has seen Raw, last week's Raw. Like we got Seth back, and now we got,
Mm.
the Seth and Bronson Reed thing probably going kicking off. So maybe it's a bit interesting, especially with Seth being back. With that. But I mean, I
Is that
still
more
don't get
interesting
no,
than
not at all.
The Rock,
Not at
Roman,
all.
Cody, KO here? Like
Not at
I
all.
don't, I
Not at all.
don't know. I don't know.
you can't save Raw right now. Raw is like it's over. You got The Rock
It's
back
not
for
bad though, but it's just not gonna compare.
yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. You can't. It's too much firepower on SmackDown right now.
Yeah, they
It's
do have
way
all
too
the
much
stars there.
firepower.
All the
Yeah,
stars are there. Yeah. All
Seth
right,
can't do
cool.
that shit by himself.
Yeah. All in all,
Well,
good pay-per-view. Good
absolutely.
pay-per-view.
Absolutely. So again, I still stand by, and he's one of the probably the best pay-per-views so far this year,
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion. Um, and we only got a few more. What is it? Crown Jewel,
I ain't
Survivor
watching that.
Series.
Survivor
That's it.
Series, and
It's
then that's
just
it.
Crown Jewel and Survivor Series. This Saturday night main event is in Long Island.
And
Usually
that's a PLE
WWE.
too.
Yeah, I guess it kind of is. I was telling Shanor about this. It used to be a show like in the 80s and 90s and shit. Then they brought it back in the 2000s and it went away again. NBC, because they are the owners of Peacock, worked a deal with WWE to put something together for December. Usually WWE does like special house shows
Yeah.
holiday season in New York because like it was based in New York originally. This is gonna be their special house show, but they're doing less house shows, so now it's like a PLE.
Okay.
But
Cool.
like Roman is advertised to be there, Cody, Seth Rollins, Jaden, Beyond. So a lot of top stars are advertised to be there. Trying to figure out if that's a good play. I'm trying to see what the tickets is looking like.
Mm. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna move on to our discussion. What we're gonna talk about today. And we have, has the Bloodline saga become the greatest storyline ever, or has it dragged on too long? Thought.
Um, you said has it become the greatest storyline? It is up there.
Hmm.
It's up there. It's up there. I mean, and WWE has some fire ass storylines, but this might be top three, top five.
Hmm.
It's up there. I don't know where to
I
put it.
mean, if we said like strictly WWE, because then NWO don't count. Like that don't count for WWE. I don't
Okay.
know a storyline long term is better than this.
Mm.
I
Long
agree.
term, I don't know nothing that's better than this. Maybe the
You know,
streak.
Is that a storyline though?
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't at first, but it is. Once you
Once
start
they
making
give
merch and
notice,
shit off, it's
yeah, once they
a
take
storyline.
notice to it, it's definitely a storyline. Um,
Hmm?
so the thing, I agree that it has become one of the greatest storylines, or if not the greatest storyline. But if you would have asked me this, there was a point in time I would say I felt it was dragging, where I was getting kind of
Mm,
tired of it. And I guess that's around the time when Roman was, of course, during his streak of, being the WWE
mm,
champion and how he was winning all his matches were pretty much the same. Like I was getting tired of that, but I definitely think they definitely turned it around after 40. After 40, I would say like, okay, it gave us something new, it gave us something fresh with Solo.
mm.
And everybody's wondering, okay, what happened to Roman, and now that Roman is back, and what happened at Bad Blood seems to just make it even more exciting. And all this is being done without Paul Heyman being on TV. Now
Crazy.
I know Paul Heyman is definitely behind the scenes. I know he has his hands he's definitely you know a part of this thing behind the scenes. But with him being not on TV and it's still getting crazy, I think that yeah, this is by far one of probably the greatest storyline that WWE has had. I
Mm.
would say that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna go with it's both. It dragged on. I think last year after 39, I was done. Like, this motherfucker don't
Mm,
show up on TV. He's doing tag team matches more than he's defending the belt. He was defending the belt like 4 times a year. It was barely so like it wasn't it lost its steam because we did this buildup of Cody came back to the company in order to win the belt and then he didn't win. And
mm,
then so cool. We waited an extra year. We got the ultimate payoff with all kinds of shenanigans and crazy shit. It basically blew up the bloodline only to build it up like Trey said in a better, fresh, new way with new
mm,
characters and different players. So I think I'm enjoying it as much as I was enjoying it when it was Jimmy, Jay, and Roman, and you have the thoughts that Jimmy might turn on Roman at some point and cost him, even though he
mm.
never did. So I'm like interested in that way, but at the same time, it is getting close to NWO Wolfpack NWO Hollywood,
Right.
where like if they don't do Survivor Series really good, which right now I can't ever bet against Triple H. Like he killing shit, home runs every time. If they don't do that well, it's kind of gonna be like, shit over yet?
Right. Right.
It's gonna be hard to fuck that up though.
No, I don't think it's that hard.
To fuck up Survivor Series between like you have to really sit there and be like the story is so built up that people is looking forward to it.
I
So
thought that
like
about Jimmy and Jay, bro. I thought that was
that's
hard to
different
fuck up.
though. That's different though. And let me tell you why. You got two guys that never really wrestle each other like that. Their move set is very close to one another. It's hard to differentiate themselves from one another.
Mm.
Then you have the Survivor Series, which possibly is going to have Solo, not a bad wrestler. You have Jacob, outrageous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these two guys
Mm.
on one side, and you have Tongaloa
Tama Tonga.
and Tama
Tama
Tonga.
Tonga could definitely go. Tonga Loa,
He's
we'll
done. He's
see.
done. He's done. He's done. But the other one, like you said, could go.
He
Like, you
could
know what I
go.
mean?
Yeah.
And then they signed a few others that might get injected
Signed
into
their
that match.
yeah, they signed their brother and then they signed Umaga's son, Zilla.
Yeah.
So they did sign Zilla. Zilla was
Yeah, yeah,
actually
he's
signed.
he's from last month. Yep. So
I bet.
who
So,
knows why they dropped Hikuleo was signed like over the summer and he still ain't
mm,
debut. But we said the same shit about Jacob. And
right.
now there's like the footage from WrestleMania in night 2, Jacob walked Roman all the way to up the ramp to Gorilla
Mm,
and hugged Roman before he went out there. So Jacob was there the entire time.
that's what's up.
So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think ultimately anything could get fucked up. Nothing is a sure bet.
Yeah,
Nothing is a
yeah,
sure bet. Because Vince done
yeah.
showed us that nothing is a sure bet.
But Vince, Vince is trying to fuck shit up, like almost trying to fuck shit up. You know that. I feel like what they've been doing with this storyline is hard to miss. Only thing I could really miss if the match is like real ass. Like the match will have to be like real ass for them to be like, oh shit, all right, But the way how these guys are going, and then they've been fighting each other these last few weeks. So the ring
Hmm.
chemistry is there and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it would be
Well, we
really
don't know who's
hard to
on
call.
Roman's team either, though, quite yet.
It's gonna be
We can
Jay.
speculate. It could be Roman, Jimmy, Jay.
We don't know who the next person is
I
though.
get think Sammy.
I think Sammy. I don't think Cody should be involved in this, but I think he most likely will be because you
Look,
kind of have to
and
involve him.
yeah, and Shano, that's why I said let's talk about it here. But now
Hmm.
that you mentioned that, I think that to be honest, Cody not really needed for this story, and I don't think that like did him being in a tag team match, did this boost his championship reign? To me, not really. It makes what he's doing more interesting than what he has been doing, but it doesn't make him a better champion or seem cooler or anything.
Mm.
I'm about to stop coming here.
He's
Yeah.
not like a better wife. Like, nah, I'm just saying, like Cody, Cody is an extra piece. Yeah, it helps their storyline as well. But like, it could have just been Jimmy. Jimmy could have came back, supported Roman
Hmm.
earlier, and those two could have went against the Bloodline. And then Jay could have came and made the save the way that Jimmy did. And then it's like, all right, then we getting closer to bringing the original Bloodline back together.
Right.
I I
But go
I
ahead.
have to disagree. I feel like to some degree. Everything else you said besides the Cody thing, I agree with. I feel like because we was having this conversation, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Cody's reign outside of the bloodline has been very subpar. Like him doing his own shit has been since he had the belt has been very subpar. He gets that boost off the bloodline's storyline because he was so injected into it to winning his belt. So anytime he's injected into that story again, it makes his reign a little bit more better. It puts some polish on it because now look at this match. Hold on. Let me cook. Look at this match. He did this match. We got excited to actually see these two motherfuckers. They did the whole promo, meeting up in the stadium, shit that just built the anticipation. They got into the match. They didn't disappoint. This motherfucker jumping off the turnbuckle, doing wild shit. Him and Jacob is having a crazy one-on-one against each other during the match. Like it adds to his lore of being a champion. Then
I disagree with that.
hold on. Then you have The Rock comes back because you remember The Rock says like I'm coming back for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The tag team match goes into The Rock now. Then he gets ambushed by Kevin Owens after the fight, after the match. It
Mm-hmm.
makes his championship run to me seems way more fun. If he never had none of this shit going on, we wouldn't be talking about Cody like that. Think about like, would you really care about Cody's championship run outside of the bloodline? No, shit is ass. It's
Hmm.
doodle, booty juice. Like now, like you have Kevin Owens, making the heel turn, or I'm gonna say it's an anti-heel run because he got tight for what he's doing. It's like,
You
oh
want everybody
shit,
to be anti-hero.
because to me, if I'm looking at it from the storyline perspective, like yo, I dead helping you, I could have screwed you over, had the belt because you was on one leg, all this shit I could have been did to
Mm-hmm.
become champion. I did it the fair way, and then you turn around and go help the
And
same
support him.
niggas and support the same niggas that was whooping my ass for 2, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, is that I don't consider it heel because it's like
Why?
you
Because
ain't
it's
get it
rational.
because it's rational.
Look, the Joker, a rational. there are plenty of bad guys that you done seen in TV, cinema, wrestling that make sense.
Mm.
Thanos. Sorry, Thanos. His whole
He was
thing
wilding out.
was
He's a
That
madman.
no,
Becky
no.
Lynch's
He
man
said
persona was she turned heel because all the rest of the four horsewomen was getting all the play. She wasn't getting no
mhm.
play, so then she turned bad.
I
It
feel
made
like
sense.
I feel like that was a proper heel turn. And when I say proper, it's because here I am, I'm being overshadowed. I'm not getting my
KO
fair,
not getting overshadowed.
huh?
KO's not getting overshadowed.
KO,
He helping niggas win chips instead of winning chips.
that's a fact. But this is the same nigga he sacrificed himself for. Talking about Cody,
Mm-hmm.
yes, Raheem, so I call him a nigga. Like this is the same.
Yeah.
it's, the, it's the same nigga. Like he sacrificed his shit for it, so to make sure he get a fair shake to win. Everybody was sacrificing themselves. John Cena, Undertaker,
Mm-hmm.
like everybody was sacrificing themselves to let him get his fair shake to win. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm like, anyway, the whole point is I feel like him with all these parts being injected into the storyline regarding Cody, it just makes his championship run better. Because outside of that, you're not talking about no crazy ass matches. You're not talking about another storyline that he's doing that makes in his championship run that makes it fire. There's nothing else. It's pretty, unfortunately, it's bland
I
until
don't think
Bloodline
that
is
the
injected.
I I think the bloodline is a spectacle. Like the way that he
Mm.
won the belt was so outrageous that you're comparing that to regular, really good. The match with Jake Paul was a really good fucking match. That second match with AJ, both matches with AJ were good, but the second match was exceptionally good. That KO match was really good. The storylines are half baked because you're just throwing it in the microwave and trying to get him somebody to wrestle by, whatever date. That's one thing, but the matches are not bad at all.
I never said the matches was bad. I'm
No,
saying,
I'm not saying that you're
yeah,
saying. I'm saying that, but when you compare it to the bloodline is is cinema.
Mhm.
So of course it seems more polished and more crazy and more interesting. But like, if that's all, I don't think that he's only good when he's in the bloodline storylines.
take a step back. The Kevin Owens shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's mad interesting now.
Now,
Yeah,
Now because of the heel turn.
but
because
look again, they're that Chanel, you have 3 months of time that you built in between when they were setting up the first match to when he beat him up the other nights.
so how long he's been champion, Cody?
Since April, so for 6 months,
April.
coming
Six
up on
months,
six
right?
months.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but the Randy Orton and KO shit is probably the only other shit outside of the Bloodline shit that's actually really good. Because you can see it, you can literally see it happening, or you see what they're foreshadowing to actually happen. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Everything
you
else,
see the
yes,
key in what you said, right?
what?
They're foreshadowing what is going to happen. They're not just giving it to us.
Yeah,
So when we do get those, like really get them, it's gonna hit.
but Drew, that's what I'm trying to say is like, other than the one storyline outside the bloodline, the matches have been decent. He doesn't have anything else that make you be like, oh shit, I want to see Cody. It's been kind of stale. It's not like when we had The Rock, the Stone Cold's, Triple H when these guys are champion. Remember,
I think
sometimes
that's
they
a
had
different era too, though.
it's a different era. But what I'm trying because first of all, we're going back to those eras at this point and
Mm-hmm.
starting to get back to that point. These guys will have two, three different storylines running, and all of them are intriguing. So their runs never seem so stale because they got two to three, four different fire shit happening all around the same time. Cody, unfortunately, beside it's starting to heat up for him now, but he was almost getting hit by that bench shit that we've been having over these last few years. Like they become the champion and then it just becomes stale. There's no fire storylines. They might have a few good matches, but there's nothing coming up that's making it intrigue. intriguing you to actually want to see this guy wrestle or see this guy on the screen. But anytime he, as you said, the bloodline shit, you're like, okay. To me, that's what I said. It adds to his championship run because everything else has been kind of bland. Now the KO shit happened. Now we like, oh shit, this is fire. What else is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? How is this going to
Hmm.
tie in with Cody? Now it's making his shit become a more bigger thing. Other than that, it's been bland. There's no way you could tell me like Cody was a fire champion.
Again, you didn't hear anything I said. I said the storylines are
Okay,
not good. I
got you,
never said the storylines was good. I'm saying that what they're putting in the ring is good. The
got you.
storylines are half baked because it's still the formula of we got SmackDown, we got to get him somebody to wrestle in 3 weeks. Who we gonna pick? Like the Jake Paul shit felt exactly like that.
Okay,
Logan Paul,
Like,
but
oh, Logan,
Logan,
I keep
Logan.
saying Jake.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah,
J. I
the
was like, when the
Logan,
fuck he
yeah,
switched?
the Logan Paul shit felt just like that. Like, oh, we just arbitrarily picking Logan Paul to wrestle him in 3 weeks. That
mm,
doesn't work at the end of the day. But they need to get out of. So, like you said, we're pushing towards the attitude era kind of work, but we're not there yet. So some of it, the formula is still going to look like that a little bit. There's not much they could do. I think like if you go all in on some of these other storylines and double down, you can get to where you want to be. So like the KO shit is now is it's in that space. But when he fought KO at SummerSlam, it wasn't there yet. Or Bash in
mm,
Berlin, it wasn't there yet. Like it was still working there, but it wasn't there yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to
okay.
give it time to be there. It can't because some people have said that about Sami Zayn. Like Sami Zayn, ever since he is no longer connected to the bloodline, nobody cared no more. But then he went and had a program with Gunther, and people started caring again. So like you got to let shit breathe to actually get to a point where it's gonna matter. But I ain't want to talk about Cody that much. I think for me, like when I think about the bloodline and where it could go, they're posturing towards a couple of things. Could we get Rock and Roman? That's $1 billion match for sure. It seems like they want to go away from that. They want to deviate from that to give Cody the Rock
At Mania.
to complete that at Mania or maybe even at Royal Rumble. I was telling Shanor this, one of the two, because then it's gonna be Roman and Jacob. The fact that they didn't have them wrestle for real means that they want to save that. Jacob is gonna be the last person on his Survivor Series team to join War Games. Guarantee he's gonna be the anchor of their team, and I'm sure Roman will be the anchor of his team just
Mm,
to keep them away from each other even longer. Like they gonna keep building something there. So like if they end up going that route, like if the Rock and I was saying to Chanel, like the Rock got full autonomy to change probably whatever story he fucking wants. If the Rock wins the belt, that shit gonna be ass.
yeah,
He not
I don't
gonna
like The
come to
Rock winning the
TV
belt.
all the time. He a part timer. It's
Yep.
just not gonna work out the way that
So I'm about to
like
walk off.
the goal was to get away from that, was it not?
Yep. Hey,
I'm
everybody,
about
it's
to
my
walk
last
off.
time on this pod. It's been real. It's been real. Like, can't take the bullshit no more.
Bro,
Like, I'm
I
tired of this shit.
honestly, I don't see
What's your
The
case?
Rock
I'm
doesn't
saying,
need to be
like, what's your
champion.
case besides the business? And you know, I'm all for the bread.
Let me
I
take the
always
shades
make the
off.
business case.
Let me take the shades off. First of
I
all,
always make the business case first. But like,
first to me, if The Rock wins, I don't. How can I say this? I don't want The Rock to win just to be champion. If he wins and become a champion because it leads to another bigger thing, that's what I'm here for. I'm not totally against it. I feel like he has the notoriety. Clearly, his promos, the shit that he
mhm.
does, is still ringing off like it back like it was in 2000. You know what I'm saying? So if it leads to a bigger storyline or another developing theme, I'm okay with it. I don't think he has to hold the belt for 6 months to a year. No, if it's for like 2 months or 3 months
It,
to another really big
like
pay-per-view
Royal
event,
Rumble. Like if he wins at Royal Rumble and goes to WrestleMania, you fine with that?
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't do that again.
But here's why. We want Homelander Cody. And I was talking to you about this when
Hmm.
we was on the shit talking. I feel like if The Rock beats Cody, that's when we will finally start getting Homelander Cody because he's done having to fight these motherfuckers for about 3 years, never got a fair shake, always got jumped, always had to jump through hoops. Every chance, even when he finally won the belt and he felt like he got away from them, Solo and these niggas coming back. Jacob Fatu, they keep coming, they keep harassing him. He got dragged in there to fight with Roman to beat him up, and The Rock comes back again. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at this point, if he loses, he's gonna be like, man, I've been trying to do the right thing, 1,000%, try to be fair. Even to the folks that helped me, I gave them a fair shake at the title. I did everything by the book, and I'm still getting screwed over. Fuck everybody. Now I'm going crazy. Now I'm wilding. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if it leads to Homelander Cody to turn around and start wilding, then to me, it makes sense. Then you can anchor towards your Rock and Roman match now. And then Cody,
For the belt?
I don't know, however they want to do it.
Oh.
Because if how I'm just saying,
Yeah.
to me, it creates a way better or a, a way different, unpredictable environment for the WWE, especially if they're going to be on Netflix. It can lead to wild different shit. We're going to get the Homelander Cody. You might get the Rock and Roman, or you might get Cody going around fucking over everybody. Like, it's just you might get the Rock wilding, and people start trying to jump the Rock because he feel like he's the CEO and shit. Well, he's not the CEO, but he's on the board.
I mean,
So like,
but he's
it
gonna have the
creates different
bloodline,
shit.
so you ain't gonna be able to jump the Rock.
But it could be bloodline versus the whole WWE. That shit might be different. Like,
I mean, I think it already was that. I think that is a possibility to get to Homelander Cody. I don't know why the fuck I'm still talking about Cody. If we talking about the bloodline, this motherfucker want to talk about Cody so bad. I think we can still get there. It doesn't have to be The Rock. My issue is that we already saw this play out before. The Rock beat CM Punk at Royal Rumble to get the belt and then wrestled John Cena at WrestleMania. And the match that was supposed to be once in a lifetime that they did the second year for twice in a lifetime.
He might
And
lose this
that
time.
ruined everything. CM Punk ends up leaving because he feel like he getting jerked around all the time. John Cena eventually becomes a part-timer. Brock Lesnar has to come back to wrestling to clean the shit up.
Yeah.
And that's when all the shit, like in terms of the storylines and shit, went downhill.
Yeah.
When they put that belt on The Rock. When they didn't need to. He didn't need a belt to wrestle with John Cena.
Yeah, I agree. As I said, I'm not pushing for him to have a belt. I'm just saying, like, if it leads to different character turns and developments and different storylines, which can make it exciting, I'm all for it. And it doesn't have to be. I don't want him to hold the belt for no more than 2 or 3 months. He doesn't need
fuck all that. He could do that without
if it
winning
happens.
the belt.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. I'm saying I don't even want the possibility of him holding that belt because that means that someone that should be going into WrestleMania as the champion will not just because we hot-shotted The Rock. The Rock could just screw Cody out the belt altogether, and now Cody like, fuck all that. Now I'm wilding. I'm bringing P.I. Istos to the fucking arena.
That too.
I'm on time, man. He wearing his kufi and shit because he Raheem.
That works for me too.
He started the Nation of Domination 2.0.
Yeah, you're wild. You're bugging fuck out. You bugging fuck out. Yeah, you bugging out over here. Like, listen, I'm for that too.
Homelander? Go crazy.
I'm for that too. I'm just saying, like, I'm not completely to say, oh, don't ever put the belt on The Rock. I'm saying, like, if it leads to something, I'm fine with it. If y'all choose the way of him screwing The Rock screwing Cody over or whatever it is to get him to that place, I'm cool with that too.
All right.
The Rock
so I play devil's advocate, right?
I'm not against it either.
So what if Goldberg beat Gunther at Royal Rumble?
That's outrageous.
What's the difference? The fuck is the difference?
That's outrageous.
What's the difference?
Let me tell you the difference. First of all, Goldberg, fuck, we can fight too. Nigga. Goldberg's whack. He botches matches. When's the last time Goldberg has a really good match?
It's been a minute. When the last time The Rock had a really good match without getting carried? He ain't had no one-on-one.
But he's not a part of Like he's literally out of nowhere. Goldberg is literally out of nowhere. Like The Rock has been
Rock winning the belt is not out of nowhere.
right with the storyline. No, not really, because
Winning the belt?
he's listen. You making it seem like, how can I say? You making it seem like I want The Rock to win the belt. I'm saying I'm not against it. If it happens, but it leads to something fire, I'm
Look,
cool with it.
I'm not
You
against
guys are
nuclear
totally
war.
against it. I'm like, I'm not against it if it makes it shit.
The fuck?
But that's been my stance the whole time, though. I'm saying I'm not against it. You guys are just completely against it, saying like you don't want it to happen. I'm saying, hey,
I
if it makes the product better or it leads to the shit that we want to see or something different, I'm
Mhm.
cool with it. But I'm not saying like, hey, you wildin', go put the belt on The Rock. He needs to have a long ass run. But I'm not saying it. I'm saying I'm just not
yeah.
against it if
Trey,
they
I don't
do
want
it
to
the
I
right
don't
way.
want to put words in your mouth, but I think that like I think we've gotten to a point where people don't want part-timers to be world champions.
I think yeah, that's been
That's the
my whole
thing.
stance
Shouldn't
that's
like
my
it
stance on this.
yeah, like
So Roman can win the belt and y'all cool with it.
nah, I don't even want
No, I
Roman
don't
to
want
win the
Roman to
belt
win.
again.
I
Okay.
don't want Roman to win. I literally want the belt to be.
I don't
I
want
want
Logan
to. I
Paul to
want.
win
I want to stray away from like you said, part timers. If you're gonna win the belt, I want you there every week. I want you
until you
defending the belt
lose.
every pay-per-view. Like I want that. I don't want, oh well, for this for this PLE, I'm just gonna either not be there or be in a non-title match. No, that's
Or a
not
tag
what
team. And you
right.
know what,
Like
Chanor? That goes back to what you were saying about like back in the day. Them motherfuckers wrestled every month and defended the belt. Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock. They wasn't in no
mhm.
fucking random tag team match for 2, 3 months. And then they had a no, they was wrestling, they was defending every single month.
Yeah, it was always something. Something was on the line every single time. When it came to them wrestling at PLEs. But yeah, as far as I get where Shanoa's coming from in the sense of progressing the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to progress the storyline, and if it make even though I'm against, I don't think The Rock needs to have a belt. I'm not saying that I'm not saying Shanoa definitely is saying that he has to have the belt in order for it to progress, but I don't even think that should be an option to progress the storyline because there's other players within the storyline that could progress it and give the same amount of impact or even a much
Mm-hmm.
more impact to the story. For instance, that's no, because I don't want to talk about Cody no more. So anyway,
You know what
so
I'm saying? Like KO. Like
I was
Chanor,
gonna
the people
say,
that you advocate for should be the people that I would want you to advocate for to be in a role that you're saying that maybe the Rock could change Cody's mentality and he could do it. These motherfuckers could do it too. I'd much rather them
honestly,
do it and The Rock worry about bloodline storylines
this is what I
than
was saying.
him
Mhm.
go like if they go the route of The Rock and Cody at WrestleMania, for example, I almost guarantee Cody going
Yeah, then yeah, this only is
because
for
that's
about
gonna
a
be The
year.
Rock. Yeah, The Rock is gonna be that's him doing the ultimate favor to Cody to put him over the way that Hulk Hogan did it for him
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
other yeah. But like if he like wrestled like if that, he ends up wrestling my Royal Rumble, I'm gonna be real nervous.
Mhm.
It's like,
I'm not
yeah,
saying that you want The Rock to win. I'm saying
yeah.
that there are other ways to skin a cat. And if they get caught up in The Rock doing that, it's the same thing as The Rock possibly facing Roman instead of Cody, who won the Royal Rumble.
Because that's the thing. Is like, okay, you got The Rock in there, right? The Rock is there. He's been
Mm-hmm.
injected into the storyline from the get-go. He's there. What do you do with him? Like, where does he fit? What's the steps you want him to take?
I
Plus,
got
he's
you.
going with the mantra of
Final
the
boss.
final boss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could fire niggas. Like, he doing
Mm-hmm.
it all rep. Like I
Mhm.
Yeah,
could
he
make
can
this
screw
shit.
him.
So you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, it goes with the storyline to a certain case where he can fuck shit up in the WWE. Fuck Cody. He just fuck shit
Mm-hmm.
up in the WWE because he
Mhm.
has the ultimate power to do so. And then Triple H can't do shit to him, technically.
Nope. Nope.
So
Right.
so it's like, to me, it's like, if you want to create that ultimate shit where it's like, damn, this nigga actually beat these motherfuckers. I don't see the problem if they wanted to go that route to get to that point. But I do understand because remember I said I want KO to get
Mm,
more of a run. I want who else I said? KO, Montez Ford,
mm.
who else?
For me, Finn, like there's a ton
Finn.
of people
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
name. Yeah.
yeah. So what I'm trying to say is if it's to just to tell the story, I don't mind if we get to the point if it does if they choose to take that route, I'm like, okay, let's see what y'all do with it. Because now you have to make the right decision because you can fuck it up if you don't make the right decision. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm not totally against it. It's storytelling.
Yeah. I think to me, it's the same thing as what they were planning to do this year when they were going to take Cody's WrestleMania main event away. I think
Hmm.
no matter how you slice it, even if he went and faced Seth and won a belt and they say he finished the story, it's not going to be what it was supposed to be. It's
Mm-hmm.
not going to hit. It don't matter how great the Rock and Roman match would have been this year. It still would have been underwhelming because we would have that should have been Cody. And Roman probably would have won that shit, and they would have to find another way for Roman to lose the belt at some point so he could take time off. Like it just wouldn't have. It just wouldn't have hit the right way. I think this is very similar. There are multiple ways for you to get this done, and you can include The Rock in it. Like The Rock could be
You
the
think
major
so?
player.
You
Yes.
think it's something?
The what if The Rock
Yeah.
paid? He puts a bounty on Cody's head, and Jacob goes and gets that money. Not Jacob winning, but Jacob makes sure that Cody does not leave whatever pay per view with the belt.
Hmm.
I'm
That's
thinking.
intriguing. That
Oh
helps The
yeah.
Rock.
Uh,
That helps Jacob, and it helps
Mm-hmm.
Cody. And now Cody is like, "Fuck, I don't get." And The Rock has set it up where if you lose the next time you lose, like if you lose the belt, you don't get a rematch.
Yeah, and
So now
he
Cody
has
is
that
under
power.
the eight
Yeah.
ball. Yeah. So now
yeah, that
he
works
got
for
to
me.
win. But
I,
that's way better than him winning.
bro, I'm not against it.
Yeah, I know.
That works for
I'm
me.
just
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
you. Yeah, I'm just telling you
Yeah.
that it could hurt the morale. I'm giving the same example I gave before with the Rock being CM Punk when Punk was at the top of his power. There was no reason for the Rock to win that shit, and then he did. And you saw the mess that it ended up being after that.
Yeah. I think they'll learn from their mistakes from the past. As far as again, like I said, there's multiple ways to get to the ending. That doesn't necessarily have to be The Rock being in such a prominent role in the sense of
Mm.
like action or like in ring stuff. He can actually just be the final boss,
The
the
boss.
boss party. Be like, oh, listen, I'm gonna pull the strings here. I'm gonna pull the strings here. I have this theory that he can actually get into Kevin Owens' ear because Kevin Owens doesn't have an issue with The Rock. He has an issue with Roman and everybody else. The Rock could get
Mm-hmm.
into Kevin Owens' ear, like, yo, listen, you see all that he's done, and he teamed up with this person. Like, yo, what are you gonna do? And I feel like that would be honestly to I hate that we talk about Cody again, but that could be Cody's heel
Oh,
turn.
Cody.
That could be his heel turn
Mm-hmm.
through
I mean,
KO.
you know what, Trey, like what you just said could be true. He could have been like, yeah, because Kevin Owens just signed a new, don't he got a deal coming up?
Yep.
Yo, you want more bread? Go kill this motherfucker.
Hmm.
Make sure he don't got the belt no more.
I can make you
We're
champion.
gonna re up. That's a
What
great
do you need?
storyline.
What do you need from me to
so
make you champion?
if they make it compelling like that, I'm with all the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm with all the possibilities. I just wasn't trying to take everything off the table. Like, nope, you don't absolutely do. Like I'm with all the possibilities
I
because you
think
could
that's the
either
nuclear option, though. Like that's
is
the
it
end of the world option. Yeah, hell
because
yeah.
that could be a Shane type shit. Oh, I'm doing this so I can win the belt. I'm the because it falls into his whole personality. I'm the final boss. I can set the matches. I do whatever I want to win the belt.
Hmm.
Motherfuckers rebel against him, find a way to get him up out of there. Like it's all kinds of shit you want to take. So
But
even the
but
ways
that's
I
why
just
I
said it,
mentioned that
putting
reaction
the
from
hit out.
this year. Yeah, but
Mm,
that's why I mentioned the reaction from this year with the Cody Crybabies. Like if they do that, there might be a segment of the audience that doesn't like that to the point that they're just not going to get the reaction that they wanted.
yeah, I don't think he would win either. Just to put that out there, I think The Rock would take the L.
I think
Take
there's a
throughout the
chance.
shit.
I think there's a chance. Like if they get far enough down the road, like again, they were about to really do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Like
is
he was
wild.
really going to wrestle Roman for the belt. You know, he was only what, like 50 days away from doing the shit, and they was like, ah. And The Rock had to
Pivot.
say, "Let's pivot." Yeah,
Right.
they wasn't going to
Yeah,
do it. The Rock had to
yeah,
say it because
right,
he
yeah.
was uncomfortable with the reactions because he like, damn son, it's me.
People's champ.
And
The people
yeah,
don't fuck with me.
facts. Look, he carrying a belt right now.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if he got both of them shits.
Nah, that'll be too much.
That's gonna be the Infinity Gauntlet, my nigga. That's like that's
That's
crazy. Yeah, in fact, he
WWE.
gonna just snap the whole
that
WWE away.
that's what you want. You want like Thanos. Thanos was such a compelling character because he became so powerful. So when they finally
They,
defeated him, it
yeah,
was crazy. So like you kind of want somebody in that role to play that.
yeah, but
They even
remember,
beat
like
his
you
ass,
said,
but whatever.
Thanos,
I'm not
he
even
made
going into that.
sense.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
like he had
that's
a
another
reason
discussion.
for what he did. The Rock just would be doing it to do like you said, you don't want him to win just to win. He's gonna be doing that. Just I'm the boss, so I'm the champion now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that resonates with the audience no more. Like that was some Mr. McMahon type shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Great discussion, guys. Yeah, bodied that. All right, y'all. We're moving on to top five. And this week's top five is long-term storylines. And I gotta be fair. Past two
Yeah, we
times
got
we
an
did
HB.
top
Yeah,
five,
yeah, yeah.
HB got he's already threatened to walk off the podcast already now.
Three
So
times.
yeah, so we gotta let him go first this time so that way he doesn't get his he doesn't just pack up the shit and leave. So go ahead, HB. You got a top five, your top five long-term storylines.
My shit might be a little bit different. Um, I got the Becky Lynch,
Oh, the man.
the man shit. She was
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
She got decked
Fire.
on TV and
She really
started it
did
off.
though.
She got
Yeah.
Naya snuffed out. That was wild. That was personal.
Put mad smut on Nia name. Like she about to come through with the gun now.
and
Like,
she
oh, so you did
snuffed
it on
out.
purpose?
Hmm. So no order, but I got
Mm.
Becky Lynch. I got Randy Orton, the Legend Killer.
Oh, the punt. Oh, wait. The
Mm,
legend killer or the punt Randy Orton? The legend killer? The early Randy Orton? Like with his pops
Maybe,
around
maybe,
and shit?
maybe no, maybe more of the punt when he was wilding.
Okay, yeah.
I would
That
say
was
the
just unhinged. Yeah, that was like just unhinged Orton.
yeah, and like he was wilding. He punched Stephanie in the head.
That shit was
that was wild.
crazy.
He was
Yeah.
wilding. So that was great TV. Triple H pulled up to his house, threw him through a
Yeah,
window.
that's
Like that was all
amazing job security.
Hmm.
Like, yo, boss, I'm gonna kick your daughter in the face.
hmm.
Right.
So I think that was a
And what
fire
we
ass
learned,
storyline.
bro, sorry to interject, but what we learned from that Vince documentary, he wasn't against the wildest shit. So sorry, but go ahead. On my fault.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead, Shador.
hmm Um, no, it's all good.
He dirty. Go ahead. That was
Um,
crazy.
that was two, right? I like
Hmm.
the WCW when they invaded WWE. It was
Oh,
like the Alliance,
okay, yeah.
Hmm.
like that shit. I felt that shit was fire. And then Stone Cold switching sides, like I felt that shit
He
was
was in
hard.
WCW and
Hmm.
ECW.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Yep.
sense.
So like that shit was fire.
Hmm.
I got the Brothers of Destruction.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's tough. Forgot about
Like
that.
Kane and Undertaker, they was fighting each other, and they gave us the whole story. I was like, what, 10? They gave us the whole storyline where he was like, yo, he got burnt in the house. My man left him in there. He
Hmm.
pulled up.
Yeah.
He talking with the shit right here. Like
How Undertaker committed a crime and nobody reported something?
that's what
There's a
I'm
lot of
saying.
people in WWE that commit crimes on TV and nobody reports
That's
them.
fact.
So let's keep this
Mhm.
that.
Essentially, yeah, he was the dead man. He was wilding. Makes sense, right? And
Hmm.
then last but not least, Stone Cold versus McMahon. That's like the longest running feud storyline ever told.
Mm,
Hmm.
It's like
Okay.
so if you're gonna
that's
put the
tough.
bloodline over that, that might be number two.
Yeah, you didn't even have the bloodline in your top five?
Oh, I thought excluding the bloodline.
Oh, okay.
Like I
Oh,
thought
oh,
bloodline is already there.
you
Like
got excluded
we,
from
Oh, okay.
one.
Oh, it's S tier. It's God tier already.
it's God tier.
Yeah,
That shit is
Oh,
God.
okay.
so I gotta
For
find
me, it's
another one
God
then.
tier.
All right, that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
like that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't mention them because I
No,
was
that
about to say the
that makes sense.
bloodline, but I was like,
Yeah,
nah,
that
they
makes sense.
and it's still going, so we don't know where the shit might end up. It's great so far, so we don't know where the shit gonna end up. So that's why I didn't
I ain't gonna
mention it.
lie, there was one I'm surprised you ain't mentioned. I'm gonna mention it and you're gonna be hot.
All right,
Um,
go ahead, Drew.
Are you want me to go?
yeah,
I
No
yeah.
order. Nation of Domination. Just because
I
they was
like that.
niggas. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit was tough. That was the first time I really seen that on TV. Like we saw
Mhm.
Harlem Heat years before that,
they
and that
was
was like a
niggas.
dope tag team. I mean, they all is niggas.
They was all niggas, but Booker T was
Yeah.
calling niggas
Yeah,
niggas.
He was calling white people niggas. He called these
he
white
was
niggas
calling
niggas.
redacted. Um, so yeah, nah, shit
Oh,
was dope. We got multiple, like everybody in the nation got an opportunity to branch out and do something else too. So it wasn't like it was just that. So
Mm-hmm.
that was dope. Um, I gotta go with the streak because that shit was just a crazy story in itself. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that they didn't notice until he had won 10 or 11 in a row, and then they was like, "Oh shit, like, fuck it, let's run with it," and they made it a thing and started making other storylines. Like, think about it. Shawn Michaels and Triple H wasted two different opportunities themselves trying to break the streak. Shawn Michaels put his
Mm-hmm.
career against the streak,
Yeah.
so that shit was crazy.
forgot about that.
That shit was crazy. I mean, I gotta go NWO.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
that
almost
shit
said
just an
that.
iconic. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
an iconic
almost
ass
said that.
storyline. So that's three. I gotta go to Four Horsemen.
Okay.
They got different, they different iterations, multiple different people in the group. They done beat up Dusty Rhodes. They done beat up Sting. They done beat up Lex Luger. Like they fought with the Dungeon of Doom and NWO. They done did a little bit of everything. So I got to go with them. And then probably the last long term storyline. That's tough. I'm gonna give you a different one. It's a trio that constantly stayed in conflict with each other when they all got to WWE. Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit. They had a series of matches over 2 years that was insane to the
Mm-hmm.
point that they like because Kurt Angle got pushed to the World Championship, it actually ended up pushing the other two closer to the World Championship. But I remember they had a match at WrestleMania 2000 where Kurt Angle came in with two belts and left with nothing.
Mm.
He got hit with the Walls of Jericho for one, and then
I
Crippler Crossface for the other, and he lost both.
remember that. I remember that.
So, yeah, I would go with those five outside of the Bloodline. I think Bloodline is insane. They had to have made like billions at this point of the
Mm-hmm.
Bloodline.
Yeah. All right. But those are good ones. I like those. Of course, mine is in no particular order, but I got Austin and Rock. They
I
had
was gonna say
three.
that too.
It
Yeah,
was an honorable mention.
they had three WrestleMania matches, I believe. So that's
Yeah,
that's pretty.
two main
What?
events too.
Yeah.
3 matches
So
and
what?
two main events.
Can I interject?
Go
We thought The Rock killed Stone Cold. That shit was crazy when he threw him
What you
off the
talking
bridge.
about?
Oh, when he tossed Stone Cold off the bridge.
Oh
Because their
yeah,
rivalry was so
Yeah.
crazy, and Stone
Yeah.
oh
Cold
yeah.
pulled up
But that
on
was
him.
before. I think that was before they had the championship though, like world champion. I think they was like intercontinental back then.
Nah,
I think that was
they
WWE
had the belt.
Championship. I don't think because
Was
that was
that?
when Stone
Rock
Cold.
had the belt.
I think either Stone Cold had the Smoking Skull one at the time, or because The Rock didn't really have the Brahma Bull one on TV like that. So I think
Nah.
it was a Smoking Skull one. Yeah, I think it was a Smoking Skull one. Um, so I think that's when he was corporate Rock, when he was part of the corporation. I think
Corporation.
that,
Hmm.
yeah.
I fuck with that storyline too. It was me,
That,
Austin. It was me all. Oh,
That's the one I
exactly.
missed. Fuck.
Yo, it was me.
That was me. That
Um,
storyline
my
was crazy.
the next one I got is Cena versus Edge. I
Oh,
feel like
facts.
they definitely had a good a long series of matches.
Yeah, it's underrated.
Um, I've Cena, Edge. I also have Triple H and Shawn Michaels. They had a feud, especially with
When
Shawn
Shawn Michaels
Michaels
came back,
when he came back. That it
that
was
shit
it
was
was
nasty.
that shit was it was nasty, exactly.
Yeah, that shit.
This one here is a bit unorthodox. But it was I don't know how to best describe it, but it was the time when Ric Flair was retiring. And Vince McMahon had him go through a bunch of matches
Mm-hmm.
which ended with Shawn Michaels in that WrestleMania match. It was WrestleMania when he did it. When he said,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
"I'm sorry, I love you," and
I
kicked the
love you.
shit out of
Mm-hmm.
him.
Yo,
um, kicked the shit out of him. So that was what's that? That's three, right?
what was
You
that?
got three.
No, because what you had,
I have Rock Austin, Triple
Rock and
H,
Austin, Triple
and
H, and Shawn Michaels.
so that's
I think
four.
did he name somebody else too?
I have
You said
four.
the
It
Ric
was
Flair
Yeah.
the
joint.
Ric Flair
You have
retirement,
four, I believe.
Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So my last one, see what I had on here, be honest, in full transparency. I had Undertaker streak, but you already said that. But it could still be on my
Um.
top. And then also
Mm-hmm.
had the bloodline. But if I had to choose another one for my fifth, damn, long term, this you know what? I'll say it. I'll say it. I think this one is probably I thought it was pretty good. Is Bianca and Becky. Because I think they have
Oh
like two
yeah.
years in a row of matches.
Was it 2 years? I
Because
know
I
they
feel like
had. I
Bianca
know
beat
they
her
had a
once.
extended amount of time. I know they had because of what Bianca lost at like SummerSlam. Then she
Yeah.
beat Becky at WrestleMania. And did she
Mhm.
beat Becky again?
I think she did beat Becky because Becky, that's when Becky had that stupid fashion shit that she was doing. That was dumb.
Oh
Because
yeah.
remember, she
She was
returned as
following
the
Seth.
man. Yeah, like she returned as the man, Becky Lynch, when she beat Bianca. And then
Hmm.
I think she was still the man when Bianca beat her. And then it was the other shit. But yeah, that's mine. Um,
You
what do
know
you
what's
got?
crazy? I'm thinking about it now. I don't think we really had because Vince was so like fucking like I don't know. He got schizophrenia or dementia or some shit.
I'm saying he neurotic.
Like yeah, when you think about the women's division gets better after like I don't know 2016, right? And they go into
Mhm.
like a whole new realm. What's the best long term story? What Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte? Because
Hmm.
that shot, but that was kind of cooked up real quick. Because Charlotte wasn't supposed to
That
be a
was it.
part of it.
Mhm.
Can't say it's like Charlotte and Becky.
I want to say, didn't
Can't,
they have like a long
No, that shit was
run of
epic
it?
too, though.
it
Becky was
was,
just
but
snuffing
like
Charlotte every time she got hit.
I don't feel like any of them like met up to like the ones that we just named.
Nah,
Mhm.
they didn't have no legendary storytelling as of yet. They had
Hmm.
the closest
They've
thing
had
you
good
might
matches. They
you
had
had
good
good
matches, but
matches. Yeah,
yeah.
great matches. I think the closest thing you might get to that is probably the Becky shit. Like her rise to that point after getting snuffed
Hmm.
out and then the run that she had to get with Charlotte and Nia and on to get to that point. That's probably the closest one you will have to long-term storytelling
Yeah.
that was fire. Every
We should have got
That's
like
the
a
closest.
Becky and Ronda rematch or some shit. Or I don't know. I feel like they just didn't they ain't squeeze all the juice out of what they had there.
Mhm.
Because
Some of
like
that
when
was
you name
Vince.
that Bianca one, it's like, oh, we got lucky because that's like around the time that Triple H starts doing some of that work. So like it's changing.
Mhm.
Damn,
But yeah, y'all got any honorable
smoke
mentions before we close this out? And I want to mention or anything like
The
that?
Rock and
honorable
Chris
mention.
Jericho.
The Rock and Chris
Oh,
Jericho.
they was all right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
you had two of the best to ever do it on the mic was going at each other. That shit was crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, I like Jericho and Triple H. And how I used to call Stephanie a trash bag hoe.
But that's what I'm kind of talking about. Because it was all so it was like The Rock and Chris Jericho, and then they was trying to fight to become like the number one contender to fight Triple H. So
Hmm.
they had like weeks of going at Triple H, and then every chance they got, they was bragging on Stephanie. Then they teamed up one point on
Hmm.
I
Stephanie
remember
all
I
kinds
that.
of
remember.
hoes
I
and shit.
remember
So that's how I was
that.
like The Rock and Chris Jericho because that shit.
I mean, The
It was
Rock and
Yeah.
wild.
Triple H too. They had a pretty long
Yeah.
um little rivalry. But
Triple
again,
H
I feel
versus
like
the world.
yeah, pretty
He
much.
beats with everybody, son.
Yeah,
This nigga was
like
bugging, son.
yeah. Anybody that wasn't a part of DX. Oh, that's a lie.
Even
Because Shawn
DX.
Michaels, yeah.
Hmm.
But I don't think he ever went against like Road Dogg and because that wasn't even on his level, like Road Dogg and Billy
Yeah.
Gunn. That was
They
really on
wasn't
his
trying to
level.
try him. Come on now.
Yeah.
This nigga
All
was hitting
right.
everybody with sledgehammers. Who trying to try him? Like,
Yeah, he drugged somebody's daughter and married her.
that's crazy. Imagine he
It's
do that shit
crazy.
today.
Yo, the amount of
You
shit that
fucking
I learned
wild.
off of that Vince shit it was in terms of what that nigga was willing to fucking put on television is wild. But yeah, that's probably
So
another
no, did you
discussion.
see the whole Vince shit?
I ain't watch it yet.
Missing
So
out there.
I'm gonna guess the shit Trey talking about is how Vince came up with a storyline. Like this will be the last little nugget before we close up. Vince
Mm,
came up with a storyline where he was gonna get Stephanie pregnant.
wow.
And he thought that was gonna get over. Like the fuck.
Oh, he was
Mm,
adamant that it would work, and Stephanie had to be like, "Yo,
nah, I'm not
respectfully,
doing that.
no,
I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah,
it's
that's
insane."
terrible.
And she had just got married to Triple H around that time, like just got married to Triple H. That's a sick dude.
Hmm.
It's giving Diddy. It's giving him and Diddy is like this. It's
Mm-mm.
like what?
I've been
Yeah,
mad.
facts,
It's
son. That's your
wild.
daughter, son.
It's fucking
I think the the best shit he did was the Linda and Trish shit. That would have been. I'm not saying it's fire, but I'm saying that was better than the idea of you impregnating your
That
daughter,
wasn't
baby.
that wasn't even his idea. It
Who idea was that?
was Linda's.
it was Linda's
Oh,
idea.
y'all, they some
It's
sadists.
sick.
Exhibition. They're voyeurs. They
So
all that
so
shit.
Trish on the doc, Trish Stratus brings it up and she's like how they doing the shoots and shit and like she was supposed to like hug Vince and do something else. And Linda was like, nah, like tongue him down type shit. She's like, but you're right here. She's like, nah, I don't care. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead. It's for the business. That's their whole
Gotcha.
thing is everything is for the business.
Yeah, nothing is off limits. Even their
Which
personal life could be turned into a storyline.
And that's how you know these billionaires were into kinky shit. Cause like,
what the fuck?
bro, that's weird. Like, if you're doing a movie, it's one thing. Like, but you like you in
Mm-hmm.
a like you. This is like your show shit. You like, yeah, tongue the nigga down. What? Yeah, go ahead. Then for you to even think it was cool to be like, hey, I'm gonna possibly impregnate my daughter. Like, bro, like, what are you into? What you want? Like,
Mm-hmm. Now that you say that, it do look funny that Diddy and Vince McMahon is facing very similar Fed cases. It do kind of look crazy. They both billionaires, and we ain't seen no text messages from Diddy, but them Vince text messages was vicious, boy.
what
Wow.
was Shorty on, son? They was saying some wild kinky shit on the text. Dude was a
All
voyeur,
right.
son.
All right.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead and close out
But
the
Triple
pod
H
on that
hired me,
one.
baby. Hire your boy. You know what
yeah.
I'm
All right,
saying?
y'all. Again, this has been another episode of RNW Podcast. Again, I'm in Trust We Trust, Drew the God, NY Knight, Facts. Um,
Facts.
thank y'all for watching.
Facts.
It's been real.
About to be his persona. Yo,
Oh
I'm
shit.
fucking dead.